Hey folks, Dave back here in Studio B. A little coffee with Dave tonight as I got my Bobby Orr Appa. It's an Appa hockey mug here that I had a couple made. I got Tony Esposito, Bobby Orr, and then I got the Dave Gardner from was it the 74-75 California Golden Seal. So I got three mugs. The other two are up top for decoration that I show off once in a while, but my Bobby Orr one is the one that I drink out of. So I made myself a decaf coffee tonight, and I was going to play something tonight. I want to get back to my Stratomatic playoff series from 1976, and I says, I started to fade a little bit. I've been going all weekend long, and I says, I think I'm a little too tired to set something up and stream a game. So I thought I'd come on and talk to you guys about a couple things here. One is I watched Tebow's video earlier. Tebow did some unboxing, more Appa stuff. Good to see Tebow unboxing the Appa stuff. And I guess his daughter was sick and in the hospital, and it was very sad. He was very, very upset by this. And I want to say, Tebow, we're all thinking of you. We're all thinking of you. We really do. So, and anybody out there too that's going through anything, people out there behind you. We got a solid community here of people that are here to lift you up in times of need. And God knows I've had my times of need here too. When I was out of work doing COVID, and a lot of people stepped up for me. And so we're here to step up for everybody, guys like Marco and things like that. So it was really good to see Tebow kind of open up, and he was upset. And but I want to say, Tebow, we're thinking of you, and I'm thinking of you in the whole bit. And it was fun to see. And you know what he said too that made a lot of sense? He said that he didn't want to play. He was so upset that he didn't want to play. And I've been there. And I've told you guys this, that there's been times I've just been kind of bummed out. And I just don't have it in me to play. I just don't want to do anything fun. And this is what this is for. This is what all these cards here, okay? This is what Vaughn Joshua of the Milwaukee Brewers is here for. It's here for fun, to help us out. But still, sometimes we can't get over that mental block that we're having to enjoy ourselves. It's almost like we're kind of feeling guilty about having fun. It's kind of how I look at that too. It's like, man, I don't want to have fun, while you have a sick child or a sick pet or a sick spouse or a sick anybody that's not feeling good, that's going through a tough time. It's tough to come down here and play a game and be all smiles when someone else is suffering. It really is. But again, if we do that, if we do come down here and play, it doesn't mean we don't care. That's the other thing. It doesn't mean we don't care about the person who's having a tough time. It just means, we're trying to just take our mind off life for a bit and enjoy something that we enjoy. So I just want to throw that out there, that I saw Tebow's video and I was watching the unboxing and I enjoyed it. And I was thinking of him when he was talking about that. We got a few people here in the chat. Ron coming by. Hi, Ron. Cleveland baseball fan. And Fenner coming by. Fenner, the late night worker. Again, I think he works on the moon. So I don't know what his timetable is for work. It's definitely not I don't know if he's in Eastern time zone or Western time zone or the moon time zone. What would that even be? What would the moon time zone be? We'll have to ask Fenner what the moon time zone is. Cutter Historical's coming by as well. Thanks for coming by. Still getting used to this new setup here with the was it Streamlabs Talk Studio is what it is what I'm using here. And I'm learning. The other day I did a stream and I took myself off to show something, and it took my audio out too, along with my video. So I'm learning what I need to do as far as audio and video goes. And Fenner says, when is the Black Friday podcast for the Pacific time zone? Well, in the Pacific time zone, it will be, we're looking at next Sunday. So today is the 17th. We're looking at the 24th. And I need to get my rear in gear and get some emails out. We've already got a lot of great responses, but there's a lot of people that advertised with us. Well, I don't say advertise, but, put up their wares and their sales with us last year that I need to get a hold of to remind them of the show, because we need to get on top of that. And so that'll be next Sunday. We're going to record that. I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh. What if I got to work next Sunday, which I probably do. Oh man. That means I got to work around. I do. Oh, it's a 1:00 game. So we can record that afternoon or that night. So that won't be too bad. And then I think my weekends settle down. As I got close to Christmas, my schedule settles down. Um, but anyway, here. So a couple things. So the Black Friday show's coming up next Sunday. Again, if you hear of anything, let us know. We've already got some emails and Facebook messages and posts to the group about some sales. And again, we rely on you guys to help us out find these sales. We all kind of pool our knowledge together and get it out to the masses. And that's that. Companies like Strat have already begun their sales. So if you're on a Strat mailing list, look at that. So that's nothing we can definitively say Strat's doing, because they're kind of running sales from now right through the holidays, and it's just different days they pop up. That's kind of neat, actually. It really is. Joe at Payoff Pitch, I think his sale starts tomorrow, so I want to jump on that. And so you guys know that I love the 79 season, and all the time I spent to make the 79 cards. I printed out all the cards. I went into Photoshop. I put the backgrounds on all the cards. I put the logos on all the cards. I really did up 79 really nice. But they're on sale, and with the Black Friday sale, I'm thinking about picking up the 79 Payoff Pitch cards to replace the ones that I made. I just like those cards a lot. I do. And the ones I made weren't bad, but they're a different size and they're a little thinner. And so I'm thinking about replacing those. I'm not sure. And I think what I want to do is pick up the game itself, the printed version of the game, so I can get the picture cards and maybe the fast action cards too, and the new charts and stuff. I think I do have the PDF for that, but I think I might order the whole game just to have it, especially if it goes on sale. And so I have all the new stuff there. So what do you guys think? Should I replace the 79 set? Because I had the PDF, and I did spend a couple of weeks making all the cards and rounding the corners and keeping my wife up late at night with the click, click, click of the round. It took me a long time. I wouldn't throw them out. I would keep them here and, bring them out once in a while. But I do like the cards. So I'm thinking about, jumping on some new cards there with the 79 set. And they are on sale, too, which is weird. That's a set I would get. Oh, let's see here. In almost 2 consecutive pick six for the Argos. That must be Canadian football, I would imagine, right? And Cutter Historical, spending the last 3 days working on PC Replay Baseball 2005 tournament. Nice. That's kind of fun. And Alan says, yeah, the community is always there to support. Yes, it is. It really is. That's what we do here. That's what we do. We support each other with, whatever it is that we do. It's our personal life. It's our gaming life, whatever it is. If we need advice or whatever, that's what we do here in the community. And that's what makes it kind of fun. Something I want to ask the people here that watch the channel. What are some of the things you'd like to see me do? That's something I don't ask too often. Is what would you guys like to see me play here? Do you like the cards and dice versus the PC games? Do you like a nice mix of it? Should I play more of one sport or another? I know I have my favorite games and my favorite sports, so you're still going to get a steady dose of those games and those sports. But every once in a while, I like to pull out something a little different and play. I like to show off some different games that maybe you didn't see, or maybe that you don't know what it is. That's the other thing. There's so many great games out there. And sometimes you don't know, like, what is this game? How do you play it? What does it look like? What are some of the components in the game? I mean, give me an idea how it plays. That's what I like to do here on the channel. Is I'm not an expert at games, but I can give you an idea how they play. And sometimes I like that. I like to show off, what it, because there's a lot of times there's a lot of games like, what is this game and what does it look like? And you never know. And it's like, yeah, you hate to go and buy something and not know what it is. So if somebody can get a video up, and if that somebody is me, then that's fine too. But at least you can show off, like, hey, here's kind of what it looks like and how it plays. Even some of the Downey games, the quick play games, it's nice to know how they play and how they go in the whole bit. So we try to do something like that. I was thinking about pulling Payoff Pitch back out. I actually pulled out the rules for Payoff Pitch, and I was going through that, and boy, I go back and forth with Payoff Pitch. I love the cards. The game is really fun, but it's one of these games. It's more than a basic game. There's a lot going on as far as how you steal and pickoffs and going extra bases and the whole bit. And I'm trying to simplify that game a little bit. That's why I jumped back to Strat Basic. Here when I got here's my Yankees here. So I know you guys are Yankees fans, but here's my 76 Mickey Rivers card that's out here. So actually, if you can believe it, the Milwaukee Brewers are up 1-0. They took game 1 in New York, and they can knock the Yankees out of the tournament with a home win in game 2. I don't think they will. I don't see 2 of the top 3 teams getting knocked out in this tournament, but you never know. But I did go back to Strat Basic Baseball because it's a game that I can kind of just put on the table here and play real quick, even when I'm tired. A lot of these games that I play that I really enjoy, like even Apple Football, if I pull it Apple Football now, I'd really kind of have to refresh myself on how to play it because there's so much going on in that game. And when I'm up to speed with it, I love it to death. But there's a handful of games that I play that it's like, oh yeah, how do I do this? Like even Hockey Bones, I put that on the table and I gotta, scratch my head. How do I play this again? And look at the rules real quick and go and just play a couple of minutes. Then it all comes back to you, But Strat Basic and APA Basic are 2 baseball games or 2 games that I can play, like even Shootout. No, that's like the 3 games I can play without even thinking about it. So I do like to do that. And Randy says, the more you play payoff pitch, the easier it becomes. Yeah, the cards are best and the price. I would absolutely agree with everything you just said, Randy. Yep. Everything you said is correct. The cards are great. The price is good. I don't know how they can do it for that price, but Joe does. And we love Joe here on the channel. And we talk about his game all the time. And I agree. The more I play it, the more I get into the flow of it. And I just haven't played it in a while. So you kind of sit there and look at the directions. I'm like, oh boy, am I going to get lost playing this game? Am I going to be like thumbing through the directions, trying to find out what's going on or not? I don't know. But yeah, that is that. I wonder if I can show you guys this without getting any copyright problems here. I got a clip I want to show you guys. It's on Twitter. So it's not like I'm stealing anything. And let me see if I can play this here. Nope. All right, let me see if I can share. This is a clip from this weekend, and I thought I had a pretty good call on this goal. I want to see if I can share it. Hang on one sec, people. Let me share my screen. And I'm going to share the audio. And I'm going to see if I can blow this up a little bit and see if I can share this with you. And hopefully you can hear this. Back in out the center. Belak. He gets us up to Rupke, over the line. Rupke fires this one, score! Oh, a slippery shot into the top corner by Rupke, and it's 2-0 for the Cyclones. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was a goal the other night, me doing play-by-play, and they posted that on Twitter. I love when they do that, when I come home at night and I see some of the highlights that they put on Twitter from the games I do. It's kind of neat. And that was a goal. In fact, one of the parents come up to me today and says like, oh, you had an overtime goal call that we loved and we played the broadcast for all our friends. I thought that was kind of neat. I thought that was kind of neat that they come up to you and they tell you that, the mother was in the car. She's like, oh, I'm Brady's mom, and I'm in the car driving because I couldn't be at the game, and I was listening to you, and then when he scored the goal in overtime, I had to pull over and I started screaming. That makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're doing something that people enjoy. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's something that I do part-time, and I really enjoy it, and it's after so many years, I'm getting a little bit better at it, so I like that. Let's see, back here to the chat room. What did I miss off here? I'll leave off. And Frank's Spy says, taking a break from watching the Chargers spanking the Bengals 24-6 at the half. Boy, the Bengals are one of those. Didn't they go to the Super Bowl like last year or the year before or something like that? And now they just can't get it together. I don't know what it is with the Bengals there. The Patriots we don't even bother with. I was like, oh, good, the Patriots are on TV today. I think I turned on the Year Without a Santa Claus. That was more entertaining. Hang on a sec. I got my coffee with Dave. There we go. It's just cooling off just enough. If I had to give up drinking hot coffee for a long time because it would trigger my heart. And that's one of the things that I kind of learned. You start learning as you get older, you learn your body and you learn what it can handle, what it can't handle. So when I make the coffee, when it's hot, I have to let it cool down for a while because if it's too hot, my heart goes crazy. So I can't do that. Even though it's decaf, it's just the heat triggers it. So you learn that stuff there. So I didn't drink it for a while. It didn't stop my heart issues, but it definitely, drinking hot coffee did agitate it. So now I let it cool down a little bit, and it's got to be decaf too. Oh, let's see. Ron is replaying the 85 Chiefs season in Strat. Ron, Juckett was telling me to pick up the Strat football. Now, I have an older version of it, and I tried it, and I didn't like it. And I have the PC version. It's not bad, but it feels like it's more of a two-player game. Like the Appa football, you can kind of play. Oh, I have a solo system that works out well, but he was telling me that Strat football, the new version, has a solo method built in, and maybe I should try it and get a season of cards. And 85 is a season that's available. But I thought about maybe just trying out the computer game first, the PC game, and I have it, and maybe playing that a little bit more and seeing if that's something I might want to play, because I do like my football games. I'm definitely in a football mood, and Strat's one that with the cards it didn't grab me when I tried it. Maybe if I go back to it, I will enjoy it. I'm not sure. And Alan says, I always enjoy when you showcase different cards and dice games so I can see it if I would like to play them. Computer games are more self-explanatory. Yeah. Well, even with the computer games, though, I mean, sometimes, it's like, well, what does it look like? How does it play? And the whole bit. And sometimes you watch somebody play it, and it's like, oh, okay, I like this or I don't like that. And sometimes it's a click fest, sometimes it's not, in the whole bit. I'm still, what I need to do with the Appa Go, I want to get it on the table here and play Appa on the table, and maybe use that and see if I can work the two together, because just by itself, it's just okay. It just kind of feels like I'm just hitting the button. And, I want to do more than just hit a button. And I know there's a little bit of strategy built in, but for the most part, it's just hitting the button. And I don't know how I would make it better, and I want to try that Baseball Max, the Strat Baseball Max. I know they're having a ton of, they're pushing that really hard this Black Friday. So I might pick that up. I know there's a 3-day trial, which I might pick up and try at some point. I'm just too darn busy right now because I wouldn't get to it in the 3 days. It'd be up, and I'm not paying for a year for something that I don't like. So I like to try some of these things. I was kind of hoping to find something that I could sit upstairs on my iPad and kind of play mindlessly while I was watching TV with the wife or something like that, because just how you veg out sometimes. I thought about something like that because I always have to have some kind of stimulation. So instead of like looking at Twitter or Facebook or Discord or, whatever it is I look at, it'd be kind of fun to, have a game going on to keep my mind occupied. And, yeah, Fennett says payoff pitch. Yeah, just had the Negro Leagues release. Yep, I saw Kurt Berglund doing that. And Tim says, among my favorite videos you've done are the ones that show you how to add bling to the PDFs, like adding logos you mentioned earlier. I had some great ideas on how to add color to the games and the cards. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I could do more of those. I'm not very good with Photoshop, and I since went over to the Affinity group. So it's Affinity Publisher, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Designer. And I find that they're more geared for what I need to do than Photoshop. Photoshop is a very high-end program that does a lot of incredible things. But sometimes just trying to get it to do something simple, I don't know how to do that. It's kind of strange. Sometimes I just want to put a block here and make it green, and I want to put a circle here and make it red, and then I want to put some text in between the two. And Photoshop's not really designed for that. It's designed to do way more than that. So I bought the Infinity stuff. I think I bought it. It was less than $100 for all three of them, and I got it on sale, and I get all kinds of free updates with it, and they work pretty well. And that's what I designed my, the Hockey Blast cards? When I redid the Hockey Blast cards, I did it with the Affinity program, Affinity Designer, I think it was, a publisher, one of the two. And I just sat here one night, and I took the old play hockey cards and just typed in all the names and put in all the qualities and all the stars and printed them up, and they come out pretty darn good, I thought. I really think they did. And Cleveland Baseball Sandy says, look out. He liked that hockey call. And Al Michaels is in the house. Dave is in the house. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, that worked out. Oh, today I did a game. Please don't go to overtime. I just want to go home and go back to bed because I had to be back this morning for a game, and it was 10-3. And so it wasn't even close, 10-3. And I was like, okay, I'm happy with 10-3. Now I can go home. So I took a nap and we actually went to Buffalo Wild Wings tonight, and I got some wings and a burger. And I was like, oh, that was great. That's just what I needed after a day. Yeah, I know it's not the best food in the world, but it's sometimes when I work long, crazy weekends and I'm exhausted, that's exactly what I need. And let's see, Ron says, I used that Saltis section in Strat and he loves it. Okay. That's a great idea for videos. That would be great to learn to do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do more of those. I don't do as many PDFs as I used to, because I do like getting in the cards. A, I like getting stuff in the mail. B, the unboxings are fun. C, the cards are usually better than I can do. And D, they don't take any time at all. They cost more, but I'm not, printing and cutting and, spending hours doing that. So sometimes I look at how many hours I would take to do. Like, I like to have the whole season done. Instead of just printing a couple teams, I like to have the whole season. And it can take a while. And so sometimes it's like, I'd rather spend the, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks in a season than to buy it for 10 to 20 bucks PDF and then spend, the better part of a week making it. Now, that is, especially now I don't have that kind of time. But yeah, I still do it once in a while. You know what I like to do is, I don't think I have anything here I can show you. But when I do get stuff in PDF, like for example, like the season ticket football that Clay just released, when he was putting out the beta stuff and he would send the teams over, something like that, I would, if the logos aren't on there, I would put the logos on there, or at least team colors of some sort, just to kind of, so it wasn't just a blank page. And I forget if he had the logos on there or not. I don't remember. But any games that I got that are just kind of generic team sheets, I'd always put the logos on there. Fast Drive Football from Downey, I did that, put the logos on there. And there was another game that I did that too. And it just looks better. It just looks better when you put the logos on there. So anyway, and let's see here. Back to the chat room. Frank says, heading back to the game. Now, good luck. Hope things get better for you, Frank. Thanks for dropping by. And we hope you have a great turkey day. If we don't chat, I'm hoping we do too. Our turkey starts this Friday. Okay, we have the Friday morning hockey league, and we do a breakfast for them. And the Friday before Thanksgiving, which is this week, we get up in the middle of the night and we cook a turkey and we have stuffing and gravy and cranberry sauce and all the fixings. We bring it to the rink, and they have Thanksgiving dinner after we play hockey in the morning. So it's a big deal for them. It's a big deal for us. So we start our turkey this week. So we're a week early. That's just kind of how we do it. Federer, what do you got going on here? I hope to get some APA 1905 out again. Baseball, I find, is the most addictive of the four sports to break out on the table. Yeah, it is. I will agree with that. Hang on, my coffee here is getting cold. I would agree that baseball, it's the most addictive. It's the easiest, and I think it's something you can just kind of pop out, drop on the table, and play at a moment's notice, and get some gaming in real quick. Now, there's a lot of other games you can do that with too, like the fast play games, quick play games. The medium play games, the play express games go pretty quick if you want to do that route. The Downey quick play games, fast drive football, the things like that, the family football, the drive time football, all those play pretty quick too. But to get in a full game, baseball is the way to go. It really is. You drop it on the table and you get every at bat, and depending on the game, you can play it pretty quick. And that's why I really get back into the strat baseball. And I was talking to Juckett today on the way home. I always talk to him it's like an hour ride home from the rink. I talk to him. And I says, I really do think that strat basic baseball kind of edged out APA basic baseball as far as ease of play. There's still a couple of things that trip me up about the APA basic baseball. Just a couple little things. And with the strat basic, nothing really trips me up. And I hadn't played in a while, and I put it on the table, and I didn't have any issues at all. Even with the stealing and the bunting and all that stuff there, it just was so smooth. And with the APA, it is just, it's wicked easy, but it's just, there's one or two little bumps that I don't get with strat. And I like that I don't have to think about that with strat. I just kind of do. And APA, sometimes I'm like, okay, what is that again? What is the pitcher? Do I got to make this adjustment? And there's a little bit more of that with APA. Again, play as you want, play as you will. It's not terrible. But I find that strat basic baseball is probably the easiest of all the baseball games I have. I'd like to break out a few more of the baseball games that I have. What do I have? Back to Basics was another one. It's a Downey game. That was fun. Older game. Feels very old, but it is kind of fun. And and I'm really close. Oh, I'm going to have an unboxing video hopefully this week on something that is really out of left field, and I'm hoping to get some more Strat back here on the table. And when I open this box up, you'll know why. So, as Fenner says, videos have convinced me to get Strat after payoff pitch. Wish Strat had dead ball seasons. I wish Strat had a lot more seasons. I was bidding on some seasons on eBay, but I wasn't sure if they were complete, and I'd hate to get a season and be missing like one or two guys that I really wanted. So I didn't pull the trigger on the eBay one, and I'm kind of hoping Strat will come out of it. I want 78 or well, I have 79, so 78 Strat or 74 Strat would be great. I think I'm going to pick up 71 on this sale and maybe 84 just to have them, because I just do like the Strat Basic Baseball. I always did. And then I kind of went over to the APA side and I bought a bunch of APA, and I still like the APA stuff too. But it's a nice change of pace, because they're two very different games, as you know, APA and Strat. And sometimes you want the charts, and sometimes you just want the cards in front of you. So, but payoff pitch is good too. It's a little more involved, and it can be a lot more involved depending what you want to have done in your game. Most of it plays pretty simple, but sometimes it gets kind of crazy when it's base running and stealing and pickoffs and stuff like that. I still get confused at some of that stuff with payoff pitch. But again, like you said, the more you play it, the better it gets. But yeah, I was just wondering, like, what are some of the things? Would I know I'm kind of the hockey guy, but I don't, like I said, I don't like to do too much hockey here on the channel, because the ones I mainly play is the APA and the Hockey Bones. Those are my two better games right now as far as long play games. Obviously, you got Stone Cold and Shootout, which are the medium play games, which, boy, those are both two fantastic games too. But sometimes I like the full play games. It just takes me a little bit longer to do. I'd like to get back into Stratomatic hockey, because I have a ton of seasons. When I first started playing this, it was Stratomatic hockey was my first hockey game of the long play games, and that's the one I really liked until I played some of the other ones, and for some reason I just liked them a little bit better. But I'd like to go back to the Strat. We talk about revisiting games, getting them back on the table, see if we can fall in love all over again, and let's see if I can go back to some of these games and see if I can get back into Strat hockey. I probably won't play Super Advanced, because I just didn't like it. But maybe the more I play it, the better it'll get. I don't know. I know I did like the Advanced. The Basic was a little too basic, but the Advanced was good. But the other thing about the Strat hockey is you do have to make decisions, and you're making decisions for both teams. So you're kind of playing one against the other, and that's what kind of makes it a little bit different. And sometimes you want that, and sometimes you don't. And that's just kind of the way Strat hockey is. But I have a ton of seasons, and I would like to go back and see if I can play some of them. The Hockey Bones is great because you get everybody. That's the great thing about Hockey Bones, is you get everybody. And the app is good because I do like the APA charts, and it just flows for me. Like I said, I spent so much time with APA that we've gone over that I just made that game really work for me. And Randy says, I'm having a current bad customer service situation with a card company. Have you ever had a bad experience to the point you consider not doing business with them in the future? Well, I think that goes, Randy, for just about any company, no matter what it is. If you go up the corner and you get your coffee and you get a bad experience and you get a bad attitude, you don't want to do business there. That's just kind of the way it is. We went out to dinner tonight, and we stood at the front desk for a few minutes, and people were walking by us and never asked at what we wanted, or, hey, I'll be right with it. We weren't even there. I'm like, are we going to leave? And then they sat us down. It was another 5 or 10 minutes for someone to come over and said, hey, can I get you a drink or something? And we almost left again. So, it's one of these things. If we had left, we wouldn't be back for a while, because you soured me. All it takes is that one bad experience to sour you. It doesn't matter how many times you have a good one. The one bad one can sour you. So that goes for anything, whether it's a card company, or whether it's a coffee company, or a restaurant, or anything you buy, anything you spend your money on, and you have a problem with. Yeah, you tend not to want to do business with them again, because you feel like you had a problem, and it wasn't solved. You weren't satisfied with your product. Now, again, I'm not a big fan of the customer is always right thing, because I think the customer can be wrong, and I think expectations can be a little crazy. But again, it's usually a case by case basis. But that can go for anything. Now, it really all depends, because some of the companies in our hobby, as we know, can be a little gruff to deal with, and they have their own ways of doing it. It's kind of the way it is. It doesn't mean you have to deal with it and buy from them. But the other thing is too is we've been spoiled with Amazon. Let's just face it. We have all been spoiled with Amazon. I know I'm spoiled with Amazon. I needed a cable. I'm working this new camera above me here. I was trying out some new different cameras that I had around the house, and I needed a cable. I go to Amazon. I got it in a day or two. So that's just what it is. We're spoiled with Amazon. We want stuff in a day or 2 days. We want it cheap. We want it fast. And so you got the card companies here in the community, and these are guys that have other jobs. This is not their main job. This is something they do on the side. Like me with this YouTube channel, this is something I do as a hobby. It's a part-time thing for me. And I had someone actually flame me on one of the comments of one of my older videos and said, I asked this question a year ago. You never answered it. But did I not, suck up to you enough or something like that? It was some weird comment. And I never saw the comment. And there he is roasting me, thinking I'm ignoring him. And, this is not anybody that's a Patreon. It's not anybody that's a channel member. This is just some guy out there in the wild. And it's like, this is not my job here to answer questions for everybody. I do what I can. So I wrote him back. It says, I get asked hundreds of questions a week or a month, whatever it is. All the videos I put out, the first thing that comes up is questions about what I did. How'd you do this? Why that? How do I get this? It's just, okay, whatever. And I try to answer them and try to help out the community. But every now and then, I get busy with my job that I have to go to, and I get family stuff like everybody else, and I don't get, and then all of a sudden I look and that question is buried beneath all these other questions or all these other comments. And, and I get questions on email and Facebook and the text line along with YouTube and Discord. And, Ron and I get nailed with questions, and we try to get to them all. And sometimes we don't. And sometimes we just don't have the answer for them. And this guy was really upset with me. So people can be mad at me too, and think that I'm a bad guy because I didn't answer their question. And, I didn't even sell him anything. I just did a video for a game, and he asked me a question. And when I went back and looked, I didn't even know the answer to the question that he asked me. So, yeah. So, I mean, it happens, so people even get mad at me, and probably even some of the other YouTubers up here. As RJL comes by, imagine, people, get upset at him over things too. And he's like, well, what did I do? But so, but getting back to your question, Randy, about the card company, I guess it would depend on what it was. Because, I enjoy the games I play in the channel. I enjoy, and somebody would have to really, really kind of do something for me to say, okay, I'm not playing the game. I'm getting rid of everything, and I won't talk about you again because of what you did to me. It would take something really big like that. Maybe place a big order, and then I didn't get it, and they're like, no, you got it, too bad. And it's like, no, I'm not going to be out $100 to $200 here. That's not, that's not how we're going to end this. So I don't know. Again, to me, it all depends on what it was. I've never really had any issues, any major issues. I've had a couple of little things with a couple of companies that were like, that was kind of silly, and that was kind of stupid on their part. You don't want to upset a customer over something stupid like that, in a stupid policy that you have. But it wasn't enough for me to get mad and hate the company and never want to do business with them. That's kind of, so again, for me, it all depends on what it was. Like even tonight at the restaurant, wasn't thrilled with it. Would I go back? At some point I will. I'm not hating the place, but it's like, yeah, didn't really have a great experience there. So that is that. And Alan says, remember a good quote from a restaurant owner: the customer is not always right, but they are always the customer. Yep. And, that's something to consider too, that you can't get mad at your money, as they say. Even in my job, I have my own business, and there's people that I just want to throw them out and get them out of my hair. But, I sometimes you can't do that. You just got to kind of grin and bear it sometimes. And if it gets to a point that it's ridiculous and you're like, yeah, no, dude, I don't need you. And I've done that before. I said, I don't need this. You cause me too much stress, and I don't need this. So bye-bye. And there's other times that, you smile and you get through it, and If it gets better, then everyone's happy. And if it doesn't, then you try to figure out, well, if we can't fix this, then, again, if someone comes into the store and screams and yells and, why are you here? If it's that bad and you got to come in here and throw a fit, then go someplace else. If we're that bad here, if this store, this company, or whatever is that bad, don't come in and throw a fit. Just go someplace else. I never get why people would come in and just flip out, especially in like the fast food places. You see those videos, you're like, you realize this is, McDonald's or Burger King. It's like, what do you think you're getting here? Come on. This is not the Ritz. This is not breakfast at Tiffany's. So let's give these guys a break. And that's what we did tonight. Tonight we were at this place and it was a chain and it was like, well, we got to figure out who's working here. It's a bunch of young kids that probably don't want to be here. And so let's just keep this in mind and realize that, this is not, breakfast at Tiffany's. We're not, spending $100 on a steak dinner here. So let's keep this all in mind, Brian comes by. Thanks for coming by here, Brian. Fenner says, do I have a go-to restaurant where you always love it? Nope. Never had a restaurant up here that we go to that we never had a problem with. No matter what it is. We like the 99 restaurant up here. I don't know if you guys have a 99, but it's called the 99 restaurant up here. It's like a burger and French fry joint, fish and chips, stuff like that. They got the sports games on. They got the bar. They got the restaurant. Family place up here. And as much as we enjoy going there, it's never been, it's always good to either a little bit better than good, a little bit worse than good. But it's never awesome and it's never terrible. So that's the closest we got. But again, it's a chain restaurant, the 99, and you know what you're getting there. And they used to have fantastic burgers about 15 years ago. They'd have the big burger. It was awesome. And now their burgers, like everything else, are tiny. They've scaled everything down and up the scale and the price. So we have a hard time going out now because it's like you don't get much and you're paying twice. I mean, you go out now, it's $50, $60 just to go out and get a couple of burgers at a restaurant. It's like, oh my gosh, So, but that's what it is. So you gotta, when you go out, that's what it's gonna be. So do I have a go-to restaurant? No, even the China Jade, we used to laugh about the China Jade. That got really bad too. That was always okay food. Now we didn't like it the last few times. And then there's a couple of, I guess there's one Chinese restaurant that we go to now that I would say is usually good to very good all the time. We really haven't had a hit or miss with that. We haven't had a miss with that in quite some time. Let me open my window here. Hang on a second. So that is it. Oh, the other thing that kind of stunk this week is I had a radio. I'm a big radio guy. I'm always listening to something. I'm what's considered a talk show junkie. Okay. I listen to talk radio all day long. I like my sports radio. I have my satellite on and usually it's in the background. Sometimes I just have YouTube on and listen to people talk or play a game or something like that. It's just kind of what I do. I just, I go to bed, and I got to have a light on, the TV on and a radio on. That's just kind of how I do things, And I had a really, really nice radio I bought, probably 10 or so years ago. And it's just this little thing like this big, but it was really expensive and it just had a beautiful sound. And someone who's was a former musician that just has an ear for these things. It just was the best sounding radio I ever had. The speaker was only about this big. It just was a booming sound. It was nice and full. And even AM radio sounded really good on this thing. And it died the other day. It just started, the LCD screen was going everywhere. I was trying to reset the time for the time change and everything went nuts and none of the buttons work. And I replaced it and nothing worked. So I had to throw it away. It's too bad. And I went to buy the new one and they've updated this radio. And now they want like over $200 for this thing. It's like, as great as this radio was, I probably spent $100 on it when I bought it because it was a top of the line radio. But I says, I'm not spending $235 on the new one. As much as I love your radio and it's the best sounding radio. And so that stinks. I was kind of bummed about that, As Apachata comes by, he had a pretty good unboxing the other night that I watched. Yep, I love watching the unboxings of the Appa stuff. I really do like that. Let's see. Yeah, you know what I did buy, Fenner? I bought a an AM FM shortwave radio from Amazon because I was like, okay, I need to get another one. It was like $40, and I was like, it's just what I wanted. It took the rechargeable batteries because I keep it on the sill in the bathroom. So when I'm in the shower, I can like when I brush my teeth, radio goes on. I take a shower, radio goes on. So I'm just listening to usually sports talk radio or the weather or something like that. But I just have to have it on. So I bought this one that had a shortwave radio. It's like, oh, I haven't had a shortwave radio in 20 or 30 years. And I used to like to listen to shortwave radio sometimes and just listen to people talk. Again, that's what I like to do. But I really haven't done that since the internet come out. That was like a pre-internet day for me, like early 90s. So I bought this radio. Oh my gosh. It just, to call up a station, because I just have a couple of local stations that I just hit the button. You got to hit like memory 01. And I'm like, I am not hitting 3 buttons to get to my channel. I want to hit preset 1 and preset 2. I am not going to hit recall memory 01. Recall memory, no, not going to happen. So I had that one. I never even tried the shortwave. As soon as I saw what it was and the buttons were a pain in the neck, I sent it back. And you know, you go to Amazon, you're like, what's wrong with the radio? It says it takes me 3 buttons to change the channel. Ain't going to happen. So I ordered this one from Sangean. And I have a Sangean over here that I have next to my desk. And this one is awesome. The sound is not nearly as good as the one that died, but I'm not, this one was $60, I think. And it's just, the buttons are so good. Just hit the button, it's on. Hit the button, it's off. One button for this, one button for that. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But it's just AM, FM. But I did go on eBay and I saw that they had my old radio. Some people were selling it for, like I say, $80 to $100 or so. And I'm like, oh, should I go and get one from there? But I don't know. So I got this one up here. But it stinks when like something that you really, really like dies and you can't get a replacement for it. It was so, and thing is, I became a audio snob with that because anytime I listen to another radio, it's like, oh, this is terrible. Because, I'm so used to going in, turning it on, getting a nice full sound. The voice sounds great. It's tuned properly to the voice. And I could brush my teeth or take a shower or comb my hair and just have beautiful audio coming from it. And now it's like, it sounds like an AM radio. I'm kind of bummed about that. But yeah, so it's fun. Getting back to shortwave. I used to like to do that. This is like before we got married, we were together. We lived in an apartment and we were up on a hill. So I had the shortwave and I'd be listening at night. It was kind of neat. Sometimes it's just people chatting and sometimes it was some weird stuff, liked radio and the TV for going to sleep. But yeah, I've always been that way, Joshua. I just, like I say, even when I go to bed, I got my phone with me and I have YouTube going and I'll listen to, people here in the community that are playing a game or doing an unboxing or whatever it is they do. That's what I do at night as I listen to the community here. Or so I listen to some other things I subscribe to. And I was watching something the other day on explaining football defense, like the 3-4, the 4-3. It was kind of neat. I was enjoying that. I like to watch stuff like that. I was watching a couple of channels are putting up old football games. So I was watching, some football from 78 and 85. It's just fun to sit back. I watch a few minutes of the game. Today was the thing. I was right before I come on tonight. I was watching Brett Musburger, NFL Today halftime show, 1979. I'm Brett Musburger, and let's get to our scoreboard. And remember, the scoreboard would go up and then over and up and down. That's what the technology of 79 is like. In Philadelphia, the Eagles lead the Giants 23-3, and then Phyllis Diller would come in, and Ron Jaworski has 3 touchdown passes in this game. And then in Washington, it's the Redskins up 6-0 over the Cowboys, and Mark Mosley has 2 field goals for the Redskins. And it was kind of cool. It was awesome. It was awesome. And Cleveland baseball fan says, I was starting to watch the Jets-Dolphins 86 51-45 game on YouTube. Yeah, that was fun. You know what I have saved on YouTube was that baseball game that was like 27-24. Was it Cubs and I think it was in Chicago. It was Cubs and Phillies or Cubs and Mets. And they had like neither pitcher got out of the first inning. It was like 8-7 in the first inning. So I have that game saved somewhere on YouTube. And I was watching some of that. It was a windy day and the ball just kept going out and they were making errors. It was like the most ridiculous game you've ever seen in your life. And I think the Cubs won it. I don't know if it was extra innings in the ninth or something like that. It was nuts. It really was. And Brian says, okay, oh, cool. I want to read this. Brian says, I had one of those why do I play moments earlier today. 81 strat, Cubs, Bill Buckner with a 3-home run game, including a game-winning solo in the bottom of the ninth off of Bruce Sutter. That is really sweet. And that is why we play, isn't it? We play to have these crazy moments. And again, in my Milwaukee Yankees game that I was playing, Milwaukee was losing, and they came back, and where's my sheet over here? They scratched across 3 runs in the ninth to win. Yeah, so here's my sheet right here. So Yankees got 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. And the Brewers got a handful of runs. So they had 7. It was 7 to 5. 7 to 5 Yankees, top of the ninth. Sparky Lyle comes in. Game over, right? Nope. So here's how the top of the ninth went for the 79 Brewers, who were in 22nd place. Robin Yount, singles. Thomas. Storm Gorman Thomas come in to hit for Bernie Cabo. Singles. Robin Yount hits it back to the mound. Sparky Lyle, error. Porter walks. Johnson, the second baseman, hits a fly ball into left field, scores a run. Joshua, who I just showed you here, strikes out. So I get 2 outs, 2 on, and it's 7 to 6. Don Money comes up. Singles. Right? So now it's tie game. And then George Scott. Singles. Drives home another run. 3 runs, top of the ninth. So I take out Lyle and I bring in Tidrow, and he pitches to Hank Aaron, who has already hit a home run in this game. And he gets Hank Aaron to fly out deep to left field to end the inning. But 3 runs, top of the ninth. Yankees come up, and I put Frizella on the mound because he's the closer, I think, for the Brewers. Willie Randolph walks. Mason sacrifices him over to second base. So now with 1 out, the tying run's at second. Rivers pops out, and Piniella comes in the pinch hit, and he grounds out, and the Yankees lose 8-7. That was my game. That's why I play. That was awesome. 3 runs at the top of the ninth. It was never over. And we've had so many of those moments here on this channel, and I know you guys have too, and that's why we play. We do that to have some fun. It really was. And Randy says, I have a great book about that Cubs-Phillies game. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah. Is that the one? Hey, Noble comes by. Phillies won. Schmidt hit 4 home runs. Kingman 3 home runs. Yeah. Nice. And that was 23. Oh, is it 23-22? May 17th to 79. Yes, it was. A Swedish chef comes by. Ed, good to see you, Ed. The other day I rolled 4 strikeout inning and pocket pennant run. Oh, that's another game I need to get back to. So glad I caught it on camera. Oh, nice. Is that on the channel? I'm going to have to check that out, Ed. I'm going to have to check that out. You know what come up on my feed today, Ed, was you unboxing a Strat video. It was a short that come up because I was just scrolling on my phone watching TV, and it was a short, and I clicked on it, and it was your video, Open Strat Hockey. I think it was 2021. It was a quick video, you opening Strat Hockey 2021. So that come up on my feed today. If you guys want to see some really cool stuff, go check out Ed's channel over here, Distinct Kicking Motion, Ed Klingenberger. We had him on the show here one time talking to him, and he's got some great stuff. He does the board ball stuff that's really fun. And I think he does a lot of strat. He does a lot of different things, but I think he's really into the strat baseball and the strat hockey. He's played a little bit of Apple, but I think he likes the strat stuff. At least that's what he plays on his channel quite a bit. And but now he's got the pocket pennant run going. Now that's something I haven't played in a while. Do you know what I did with pocket pennant run? Pocket pennant run 2 was I put all the pocket pennant run, what do they call qualities, whatever they ask. You know how you get like an A runner and a B hitter and a C whatever, the on pocket pennant run. I put those every single player from 79 into Digital Diamond. So I can now play pocket pennant run in Digital Diamond without needing the cards because I have all the information in Digital Diamond. All I need is the one chart to play pocket pennant run. And I spent a lot of time one by one, every player looking at Pocket Pen Run, putting in there the A, B, D, D, whatever it is. They have the four letter qualities. I did every single player in 79, and that was pretty cool. And I need to get back to that 79 product, and that's why I was talking about payoff pitch. Is should I pick up the 79 season to replace the PDF season? I'm thinking about it. Tomorrow when they all go on sale, let's see what the price is going to be, and I might do that. But Pocket Pen and Run is really fun. The third version, though, it was a little confusing, and I haven't played the third one as much. And they had the software, so you could play it in the software, and I know that they were still working out some glitches with that. But Pocket Pen and Run 2 was great. Pocket Pen and Run 1 was good. I thought Pocket Pen and Run 2 was a nice addition to that game. And then 3, I still like to play, but I did like 2. 2 was just no muss, no fuss. I really like 2. And Brian says that he stared and looked at his table for 2 minutes and he was dumbfounded. Haven't we all done that? We good or bad? We've all looked at our table like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's like, holy Captain Crunch here, that just, give me a break. How did this happen? Good or bad? Sometimes the bad ones hurt the worst. That time I was playing Bruins Rangers, and the Rangers fourth line left winger scored with a couple minutes left in the game to beat the Bruins. I just went, here's a guy that has like 1 or 2 career goals, and he scored one of those 2 career goals on my tabletop to win the game. Okay. Bucky Dent was playing for, what team was he playing for in 76? He was like 2 for 3 or 3 for 4 in one of the games. He was hitting ninth in the ninth spot, and he just kept singling and singling and singling. I was like, oh my gosh, was that the Tigers game that I did? Who did I play? I played Reds, Expos. I played Phillies, White Sox. I think it was with the White Sox, and he gave the Phillies some fits there. He really did. And Jeff says, I played a Dave Gardner game tonight in my 1981 Major League replay. Okay, how many innings? Before I even read any further, how many innings? A's and Twins went to 12 innings, scoreless. Twins won the game 1-0. Oakland is 3-1. Oh yeah, that's right. I was watching the video there on the 81. So no 12-game winning streak. Yeah, I was watching your video there on the 81 season. I was kind of at the rink today. I saw it come up, so I was listening in between periods to some of that. And Zalowski Smith comes by. The Toronto Argonauts are the 2024 Grey Cup champs. Did they get a rouge today? Did they get a rouge? You have to ask. Did they get a rouge? That's very important. I started to like Canadian football a little bit. And Jeff says, Brian Buckner was Ryan Sandberg 3 years earlier. You have to call that the Bill Buckner game. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Let's see. Ed says it's not on the channel yet, but I'll have it live in about a week. Okay, so we'll check that out. And who else is here? Oh, my buddy Mike. Mike, we got to get together. We got to brainstorm this week. Maybe like before Black Friday, we can figure out what we want to get going for the Digital to Dice Con in Connecticut, so we can kind of finalize that. I got a couple more people asking for details, so we should try to finalize that. Maybe when we do that, we can have a chat here and tell everybody what's going on. And then I got to see if I can get down there in either December or January and do a trial run to see if everything works the way we think it's going to work, so we can broadcast live and do the podcast from there and the whole bit. So let's hope that'll work. But he played a History Maker baseball game, 1998 White Sox versus 1998 Angels, with the White Sox winning 4-1 in 19 innings. Wow. Is that your longest game? Was that your longest game ever? I wonder if that was like, it has to be your longest game ever. I can't imagine. I played a couple of games that went 13 innings, I think, one time. I did a payoff pitch game that went 13. So. And let's see, where else are we here? I'm way back here. Sorry, I scrolled the wrong way. Let me come down to the bottom here. Okay, so and we're back to Ed here. Ed says, I also really like Pocket Pen and Run 2. I haven't tried version 3 yet, and I swear those guys have a mole who always comments me asking to play it. You know, I get a few of those people. I get some people that come in, oh, you need to play this game. And like, it's the same game this guy asked me to play all the time. It's like, I don't have it. I don't have the game. And I'm glad you like it, but I just don't have it. And maybe I will someday, but I just don't right now. But yeah, Pocket Pen Run 2 was great. But again, in the Digital Diamond, I said, and I could probably even send you the season. I could save it and export it. And so and I did that with somebody too. I sent somebody my 79 season. So they had Pocket Pen Run all loaded up. And all they had to do was just restart the season and clear out my stats. And they can start up and they can play Pocket Pen Run because it's beautiful. So you see the name and it's just like, whoever, Willie Stargell. And it's just got like, A, B, D, or whatever the letters were for their level. And so as long as you knew what was what, then his hitting was an A, or his running was a B, or his fielding was a C, or whatever it is. And you didn't even need the cards because I had it all in the game. I should go back and play that again because I need to finish 79. I'm into late September. I want to wrap that season up and get the playoffs done so I can put that project to bed. And Jeff, for those of you with older APA baseball cards, you can get the starting pitcher fatigue count number by going to Baseball Reference and using this formula. Batter is faced by number of starts. Okay. I like the new APA cards. I really do. I like having the team on there and the year and the whole bit. That's just me. And I know some people like the old ones. That's fine. You can like whatever you like, but I do like the newer cards. I like how they're nice and white and the black and the red. You can read them really good and just everything's on there. I do like it. Oh, they did have one Rouge. All righty. All right. So they did have a Rouge in that game. Was it a big Rouge? Did it make a difference in the game? It's just kind of one of those Rouges that just kind of rouge out. You just get a Rouge, Kind of historical. I don't have the patience for card baseball games. He just likes the PC baseball games. Yeah, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And yes, the Argos did have a Rouge today. Okay. I think everyone should have to have one Rouge or you can't win the title. I don't care what the score is. You have to get a Rouge. So if you're winning like 40-20, the game can't end till you get a Rouge. That's what I would do if I ran the league. And Gandalf comes by. Rod's Tabletop Hoops. Yes, if you like basketball, that is the channel to go to. Rod's Tabletop Hoops on YouTube. That is the one. I go there all the time. When I was watching him play, he was playing regular season basketball the other day, which is one of my favorite basketball games. And then I was in a basketball mood, so I was watching him play a little bit of strat basketball and a little bit of bank shot basketball. I was actually looking at bank shot basketball for Black Friday. However, he doesn't have a couple that he has like all these seasons except the ones that the Celtics won in the 80s. He's got the one before and after it was 85, 86. He's got like 84 and 86, but not 85. And then instead of having 79, 80, he's got like 78 and then 81. So like if he had any of those really good Celtics seasons, I might have picked that up. So I think I'm going to have to lean towards the play basketball game. So I'm going to see what their sales are going to be. But yes, he inspired you to break out regular season basketball. Last two segments, the 76 are down by 20. I roll a 66 and a 66 for 24 points to win it. Great stuff. Yeah, that's the great thing about that game. The basic mode of that game, play like that. I played so many games of basic mode. When you're playing the advanced mode and you can add in all the points and the assists and then, you can add in rest and fall. I mean, you can get all the stats you want in that game. It's really kind of neat. I just like the baseball game to get the points, but every now and then I'll see who scored the points, and that's kind of fun too. But yes, regular season basketball from oh boy, not Marco. Yeah, it is Marco. Yeah, Marco. I was thinking Marco Scola, but it was Marco out in Italy. I think it is out over there. Fantastic game. And that comment from Michael on YouTube says 4-3, not 4-1. Okay. And Jeff says, I used to be more of a PC guy as a computers, but in the last year I've converted to the world of cards and dice and never looked back. I prefer the cards and dice. There's just something about this. Something about having those in front of you. I'm a guy who grew up doing logic problems, and I still like doing logic problems. And that's kind of what we do here. It's a logic problem. Is you roll the dice and you look at the cards and get the numbers, or go to the charts or whatever it is, and you solve the problem. You solve it. What is the result of what you just did? You have the dice, you have the charts, you have the cards, and it's up to you to solve it. You can't rely on the PC. You can't rely on Jucket. You can't rely on anybody. You got to figure out what it is, and that's, to me, half the half the fun of cards and dice is getting the results. You, me, and you getting the results. That's half the fun. That's all the fun, really, of cards and dice. And some games are more of a challenge with that, and some games I never understand, and so I don't play them because it frustrates me. And there's other games that are super, super difficult, and they just work for me. I got it on the first playthrough. I got it. And there's other games I just don't get. It's kind of how we're wired. Some games just work, some games just don't. But for me, with cards and dice, it's having them in the hand. It's you solving the problem, is what it is. That's what I really like about that. And that's all I got to say about that. And Cutter says, I never did any PC replay games past 11 innings. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, really, Michael? You're having an unplanned medical surgery on 2? Oh, man. All right, well, you're going to have to let me know how it goes and how things are happening with you, all right? So, let us know. We want to make sure that you're all right. Yes, we want to make sure that you're all right. So, and Ollie says, Gandalf, I saw that video. I plan to take out 69-70 in regular season tomorrow. Yeah, that is such a fun game. And the Rouge tied the game at 10-10 at the time. Okay, so it was an important Rouge. Okay, that is kind of cool. Swedish Jeff, I like the new APA cards too. I really like the ones you unboxed the other night with the logos. Yeah, that was kind of neat, huh? I got those behind me over here. That's the box right there. That's the APA box that I got the other night. That was an unplanned surprise. I bought that just to get the new book because I like the brown book, and the one I had that Tebow sent me was a little bit beat up. I says, let me see if I can find a newer one, and I did. And it wasn't that expensive on eBay, and I didn't know what was in the box. So when I opened, I got the book is brand new. It's like perfect, and then it had all the base set of 1999. It's like, well, I think I could play these, so I don't have to buy 99 now. I don't have the full season. I can't do an as played, but I could definitely have some fun with, Pedro Martinez and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire. Absolutely, I could. And Randy, I started playing again a couple years ago. I never had a no-hitter, and since I started again, I've had 3 no-hitters in a perfect game. Also, never had to play a hit for the cycle until last week. Yeah, that's one thing. I've come close. I've had a 3 out of 4 a few times, but I never had anybody hit for the cycle. But it is kind of neat. Sometimes you come up in the eighth of the ninth inning, and it's like, well, if this guy gets hit X, he hits for the cycle. I had a guy one time that I think had a double, triple, and a homer. All he needed was a single, and he didn't get it. And I was like, oh man, that was so close. I've had the one no hitter, and that's right there. That's the no-hitter I got. I got it framed on the wall. so I can remind myself every time that I have a no-hitter. That was a weird no-hitter. I was testing a camera. I was like, how does this look? And I just was rolling a game. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in the 9th inning and I got a no-hitter. And I got a double play to end the game to save the no-hitter for Clemens. That was pretty darn cool, I thought. Pretty darn cool. But trying to think what else was there. Yeah, so I got to get ready for Black Friday. I want to go to I need to check out Play. Hang on a sec here. I want to go to Play and go to Highlight Maker Hoops. I want to see what seasons they got for that because that's on my list here. Oh, I might even get the mat. Should I get the mat? I like getting mats. Oh, they have the Highlight Maker Hoops, and then they have the Primetime Hoops. Okay. Let's go to the Pro Seasons here. So they have the 07-08. I think the Celtics won it that year. 89, 90, 95, 85, 86. Is that the Celtics year? I think it is. Let me double check. I'm on my basketball reference page. Oh, I got to go to my. It's weird. You got to log in every time you go there. I actually pay for this site to get rid of the ads because I'm on it all day long, and I want to support them too. All right, so let's go to my seasons. And the Celtics is 85-86. Is that the season they have? Yes. $29. Okay. Individual cards for over 250 pro basketball players. Includes referee and coach cards and suggested scoring grid usage. Yeah, so I think, I will probably pick up the print version of that so I don't have to print out 250 cards. So I think Highlight Maker Hoops is on my list for basketball games. And maybe they have the ABA. I don't know much about the ABA. They do have 95-96 as well. And so 95-96, that is the Bulls, Michael Jordan. That'd be a good one to get. And 07-08, that's another Celtics season. And who'd they beat that year? They beat the Lakers in 6 games. Ray Allen, Glenn Davis, Paul Pierce, Garnett, Rondo. Well, that might be a fun one to do. That might be a fun season of the 07-08. So that's what I'm looking for basketball. It's probably going to be the Highlight Maker Hoops. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to go for basketball. I wish Strat had more. I need to pull out the Strat Basic. Again, if I get my unboxing video in this week, I might play some more Strat here on the channel. I do. Somebody actually sent me a really classic Strat basketball season, and I love playing in Basic. I bought one. I don't know if it was off eBay or somewhere. I got an old basketball season. It was like 74-75, and it's not compatible with a new game. And the old game is, it's weird. The old version of Strat basketball is very weird. So I come up with my own little chart to convert some of the rules to the new game. I did a video on that a while ago. It seems to work. At least I can play the game. Again, I'm not too worried about stats in that one. I'm just enjoying the game itself. But I do want to get some Strat basketball going on the show. That was fun. How you flip the card and then you just look at the bottom of the card to see who gets the ball. And then it's the only thing about that I didn't like was, if he's open, he gets the shot. I don't know what open means. I don't know how to guard people in basketball. I don't even know the positions. I don't know a point guard from a ballpoint pen. I just don't know enough about basketball. So that's why I thought the play games, what's great about the play games is sometimes you don't need to know a lot about the sport to enjoy it. Kind of like Stone Cold Hockey. You don't need to know a lot about hockey to play Stone Cold Hockey and still enjoy it. Oh, let's see here. Back into the chat. Yeah. Oh, Mike says, should be routine. I have a very busy week ahead of me after. So, it better be routine, right? So you're going in on Tuesday to get it done. Okay, well, let's, let me know how you make out. One way or another. Send me a message and let me know that you're all right. All right. I want to keep an eye on you. Gandalf, his Hockey Bones 80-81 story is the North Stars up 5-0 over the Jets. Third period, the Jets score 6. 4 on Beaupre and then 2 on Malosh. Yeah. Now, 80-81. Who was the big goal scorers in 80-81 for the Jets? That's before Solani, right? Let me go here. So I'm right here. I can go there right now. So what do we say that was? 80-81. So let's go to my 80-81 season. Let's take a look at the Jets, who are 9-9. You sure? 9-57 Winnipeg Jets. Dave Christian was their best guy. Morris Lukowich, DuPont, Danny Jeffrey, Dave Babbage. I mean, who was scoring goals for them? Rick Bowness? Mo Mantha? I mean, they won 9 games. How did they come back? And the North Stars were over 500, but 9 games the Winnipeg Jets won. Wow. Well, that's why we play, right? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But yeah, Beaupre, Maloche, I remember those guys. After watching that video, I sent you a message on YouTube. I got on eBay and bought one also just for the instruction book. Okay, good, Ron. Yeah, nice. Nice. Yeah, no, yeah, there wasn't. I didn't pay a lot for it. I didn't pay a lot for this muffler, and I got a season out of it and a new book and had a little table board you can open up that I probably won't use, but it had the original dice and everything. Everything looked brand new. It really did. Alan, I just got Highlight Maker Hoops. Prime time was 74, 75 ABA season, but I haven't played it yet. Any reviews from the group? Yeah, no, I haven't played it yet either. You know what it reminds me a lot of? It reminds me a lot of the hockey Blast Express, okay? Whereas you have the players on the top of the piles, and then you roll, and then you flip those players, and at first I thought it was, I'm not really a big fan of that. But at the same time, what it does is it simulates a game, and it focuses in on a player who's on the ice or on the court, and you see what happened. And then you rotate that out, and then someone else gets a chance. And it's a pretty interesting way of doing it, which until you played it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But when I played the Hockey Blast Express, I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this, and it's not nearly, what I thought it was going to be. It works. It just works. So I'm kind of hoping the basketball game works, and usually all the play games work. So I'm just going to put my in Keith. I trust in Keith. I trust when it comes to those games. And they're in Boston, not far from Chelsea Market. There's a McGrath Highway. There's a McGrath Highway up here. And Ron says, I got the new Strat basketball season. Ron Juckett really likes the PC Strat basketball. He really likes that. All right, so now my decaf coffee is cold, and it's getting kind of yucky. So won't be playing. I won't be drinking that too much. But how did the Winnipeg Jets come back? Really? What's the score tonight? Looking for the scores here of the game. Nope. I thought I could get it here, but it's not doing it for me. I like to go to Yahoo Sports. I went to NFL.com today to get the scores while I was sitting here uploading the podcast. And my computer, like, the fan kicked on, and it was just like working so hard at NFL.com. I was like, oh, I'm out of here. Forget that, And so, end of the third, 27-20. So the Bengals are rallying back against the Chargers. So that ain't too bad. And let's see, back in the chat room here. Oh, that's another one there. Let me hang on a sec, Justin. I'm going to get to you also in a second here. I have Hoops basketball for the PC, and I do like it. I do like Hoops basketball. I saw who was playing it the other day. Who's on YouTube? There's someone on YouTube. He doesn't use his real name. It's a I forget what it is now, but he does a lot of Apple football, and I've been watching him. And he had Hoops basketball, and I was like, oh, that looks like I have the PC version, and I like the PC version because it handles everything for you, but you still follow along. It's a lot like Strat. It's a lot like Strat basketball, but it does everything for you. The only thing is, it's a lot of pop-ups, and that kind of can screw you up when you got a lot of pop-ups. It's like, oh boy. But when you're playing it, it's fine. It's tough to watch. That's why I haven't played it too much on the channel. But I thought about maybe looking into that and getting a season. But again, as someone who knows nothing about basketball, there's a lot of things I'd have to learn about it. And again, I don't think I'd be playing a lot of full basketball games like I would with football or hockey. I would just play a little bit. And that's the thing about basketball. Even Action PC, it's a long time to play a basketball game. Remember Dave Little's Friday Night Basketball? Dave Little's Friday Night Basketball. Remember that? You do that all the time. I miss that. But it would be a 2-hour stream to play one basketball game. And same thing with the Strat PC basketball. It's a long time to play that. And Cards and Dice, that can only imagine it's a lot longer. So, but I might look into that. Again, depending on what they have for Black Friday sales, I might look into that. So, yes, that's a good suggestion. Hoops basketball. I need to look at that. And Gandalf says Bankshot has all the players on the court at once, including the backup, so you don't have to substitute. Yes, that was one of the things I really, really did like about Bankshot, but they don't have a season that I'm going to love. And so I probably wouldn't play a season I'm not going to love. I mean, I could get close, but I wanted to play a Celtics championship season, and they didn't have one in the year that I wanted. And it would take up a ton of room here on the table. I don't even know if I can do it. I don't think I'd have the room here on the table to set this up. So, it's kind of a bummer that, I don't know, maybe at some point I might try that. But you'd have to get the print version for all the fast action cards too. Jeff, today Jack Morris pitched a complete game in his opening day 81. He has Dave Steve up. Dave Steve also completed a game shutout. Nice. And he did not have a no-hitter broken up in the ninth. Yeah, that's like the thing. His no-hitters broken up in the ninth. 81, 82. Okay, that makes more sense. So let me go back to my hockey here and look at my seasons and take a look at 81, 82. So the Jets were a better team. The Winnipeg Jets, holy cow, they were 33 and 33. So in 1 year, they went from 9 wins to 33 wins. Now, that's because they just come out of the WHA and they got screwed by the NHL. That's how that story goes. So, yeah, Howard Chuck was 18 years old, 45 goals at 18. Lukowich, Christian Babbage. So it's the same cast of carriers, but they got characters. Lucien Deblois was on the team. Thomas Steen. They had a few guys. Ed Staniowski and Doug Sotart were the goalies. 3.96 and 4.32. Not great. Well, the season before, let's take a look at 80-81. So they had 4 goalies. None of them but the same. Oh boy. Remember Ron Lustel? Remember we did the Ron Lustel game? He has a goals against of 10. Remember we did that game here in Hockey Bones? The Ron Lustel game? And he won it? Son of a gun. He played 1 game in the NHL. We played that game, and he won it here on the channel. The Ron Lustel game. And so he was one of the goalies. Marcus Matson, Pierre Hamill, Lindsay Middlebrook, and Michel Dion. Michel Dion's the only guy I know. And they all had a goals against of 4.52 or higher. So, yeah, so they were a tough team. But remember the Ron Lustel game? That was a good time. I remember the Ron Lustel game. So, but 81-82 would make more sense. Yeah, Howard Chuck, Lukowich, Christian, a few others. That's a little bit better. And Ron McGrath says, I like playing the Celtics. My favorite team being Irish. Yes, you were. And Brian says, in my opinion, History Maker Hoops or Highlight Maker Hoops is a fantastic game. Quick play where you get the gist of why one team beat the other. No stats, but a final result and great narrative. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for in a basketball game. I want to get final score, a little bit of notes, but I don't need stats. Again, as a basketball guy, I'm not a basketball guy, so I just want to get some stats. And that was great about regular season basketball. Is you could just get the final score, or if you wanted to, you could go line by line and get the stats. For every 3 minutes, you get the points, and then you kind of, fill in the stats and keep track like that. That was fun. So you could see, how Bird did and DJ and all the guys and, whoever they played against, how they did, the Atlanta Hawks beating them. That would happen all the time. Yes, it did. And where are we now here? Justin says, Al Wilson needs to make a basketball game, so playing a full game can be done in fewer than 2 hours. Yeah, he's getting some people that are like, Al, you need to make a basketball and a hockey game. And he says, I don't know. I think baseball and football are his games. Football probably the most. Maybe not, but that's what I'm guessing. But yeah, it would be, it was, it'd be great for him to. I don't think he's doing a hockey game. He might do a basketball game, though. Albert comes by. Thanks, Albert, for coming by. Getting a little buried in Action PC purchases lately. Their sales make the products irresistible. I know. I get the emails all the time from them, and I says, I need to pick up a season or, add to my collection here. Boy, that's what did I play? What year did I play? Was it 80? No, I did 79. Right, I did the 79. Football season in Action PC Replay. Did that a couple months ago. I did, game of the week and then all the way to the Super Bowl. And I think New Orleans won the Super Bowl over Pittsburgh. I think that's what it was. That was super fun. I went back and I really, really enjoyed the Action PC football this time around. I really did. Triple G comes by. I've been watching your channel at night too. I really enjoy the Triple G channel. What was he playing? You were doing a bunch of baseball, right? I get kind of the channels mixed up, but I did enjoy. I go to bed and like put on your channel sometimes. Let me go to my Was it this one right here? Yeah, you know something? Your game, the 77 Pittsburgh Cincinnati game on May 17th, was here right in my queue. So, in fact, I'm going to show you that right now, so you know I'm not kidding. So this was when I went over to YouTube. That's what come up. Triple G Sports Replays. I was watching that today. So yep. So good stuff. Keep that going. You're playing some APA. So I like that. Dan Dreesen, John Candelaria, and Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan was with Cincinnati at that point. Yep. So you had Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh up there for the cards. Yep. Yep. It was baseball. Yep. And it was set. Yep. So I did have that up on my screen. So I was watching that. Yep. I was watching. Yep. I like watching the games that I play. I like watching games that I don't play. Sometimes if someone's playing a game that's like, I don't play this game. I want to watch it and see how it goes. And so I do watch that. And that's sometimes I watch some other games like, I want to play this. This looks interesting. And sometimes I watch a game that's like, I don't know about that. Yeah, but I had that on. Sometimes like when I'm driving in the car now, my new used car that I bought has a pretty good Bluetooth, so I can actually stream YouTube through it. So I'll find out like someone playing a game, like Al Red Sox fan. I don't know how many times I used to listen to him coming home in the car, but I'll find if there's nothing else on the radio I don't want to listen to, I'll go to YouTube, I'll put it on, and just put the phone down, so you can't watch it while you drive, but you can listen, and I'll listen to somebody do a game, and it's pretty cool, especially if it's a year or a game I enjoy, because I like to see how other people play games and see if I can learn something new, or sometimes it'll help me out with something I'm struggling with or whatever. So I do like to do that. AP, thanks for coming by, AP. And the replay gamer, every now and then I check in with him. I'll send him a message every once in a while. Every now and then he'll appear on Facebook and he'll comment on something. So I think he's still playing some things. He just hasn't been on the channel in a while. So I'm kind of hoping, I'm not prying with anybody. If they want to talk to me, then they know they can talk to me. But he says he's still playing. He's just not streaming. He's got some things going on. So I'm hoping things are okay. And as long as he's still playing, that's good. I know there's a lot of people that used to do a lot of YouTubing that haven't done it much lately, or haven't done it in a while. But they still pop up once in a while, and every now and then I check in and see how everybody's doing, and hopefully things are okay. And so far that's what he's told me. And I go back the other night, I couldn't find anything to listen to or watch. So I ended up going to his channel, and I was watching his Stratomatic baseball review and then his payoff pitch-off review. Because I like listening to people talk about games too. Like Baseball Maelstrom's another guy I like to listen to when he talks about games. And I'll just put it on and listen and doze off and just, hear what people have to say about the game. So, and Bill comes by. Good to see you, Bill. And Bill's another channel I like to go to. I think, Bill, are you the guy that does the records too? I think you do. There's a couple of people I watch that do gaming and records. I think you're one of them. So, and Season Ticket was released by Clay. Yep, Season Ticket Football. That's another good one there. I got to look into picking up some of that. I tested that. So I played so many games of that. Me and Ron testing that game. So I'm interested to see the final product. I really am. And Triple G just played a Toronto-Milwaukee game before he jumped on. Milwaukee finally won their first game at home. What year is that? Was that APRA again? Is that 77 that you're doing? And his record show is on Saturdays. Okay. I saw you doing you bought a Black Sabbath album one time, and I thought that was kind of, was it the box set that you got? I think you got the box set that they sold like 6 months ago, or maybe last year. Sabbath put out the box set. And I think you were going through that. I almost picked it up, but I don't have a record player anymore. And I'd want to get the big one with the full booklet and stuff like that. So I didn't pick that up. What I did get though, or what I have on Apple Music, I think it's Apple Music, is they just re-released. That's probably about a year ago now, because it was 2023. They remixed and remastered Live Evil, the live album from Black Sabbath from what, 81 or 82, which was always the worst mix I've ever heard of a live album. It felt like that they put blankets over the microphone and then recorded the show. It was that bad. The remix and remaster, it is so full. Everything is crystal clear. The drums pan left to right. And it was so noticeable. The first time I put it on, I had it on at the gym, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Because a lot of times they're like, hey, we remastered this, we remixed this, and you can't tell. I don't know how many Rush albums I've heard the remaster on, or whatever it is. Somebody remasters something. It's like, I can't tell. Sounds the same to me. This Live Evil remix from 2023. They did one in 2022 too. They've remixed it like 7 times. The latest one, so good, so good. Oh yeah, you got the Anno Domini box set. Yeah. But the Live Evil from 2023 is fantastic. I listen to it all the time. It is just so good. No matter what you listen on, headsets, in the car, it's like, oh my gosh, this is how it should have been, when they released it. But back then, when I was listening to Tony Iommi talk about it, he goes, back then we loved it. Then again, it was the 80s and we were all high on drugs. We thought it was great. Oh, so that is that. Let's see. Gandalf, his and Kurt's season ticket baseball review is really great. I've watched that video a few times. I like season ticket baseball too. The only thing about season ticket baseball is you got to print out all the teams. And I'm more into buying teams and playing them. But I have a ton of season ticket baseball teams. Seasons, rather. And every now and then I'll print out a couple of teams and play them. It is a fun game. It's a super fun game. I really like season ticket stuff. Clay does some good stuff with that. What is Replay Gamers Facebook page? I'm not 100% sure. I just see him once in a while. He'll pop on to like Digital to Dice or one of the Apple groups or one of the Strat groups and make a comment. So you can find him there. I think his icon is the same one as he has on his YouTube page if you want to look him up. And so, okay, Triple G is playing the APA 77. That's nice. That's kind of cool. And yeah, Ron McGrath. Hey, Bill. Yes, Bill comes by. Bill does all kinds of things. He does like some wargaming. He does, cards and dice sports. He does the records. It's kind of fun watching his stuff. He does some of I think he does Apple hockey and even Hockey Bones. I think Bill gave Hockey Bones a couple of spins around the ice. And now my coffee's like iced coffee. I got my Bobby Orr Apple hockey mug here that I got done. And that's what I drink all my coffee out of now. And let's see what else is going on in the chat. Yeah, so now we have some people. So again, is there anything else you'd like to see me play here in the chat? I know I asked this earlier. I know I'm kind of the hockey guy and I do a bunch of hockey, but I've been enjoying my baseball. And again, if you come to my channel for baseball, keep in mind it's Dave baseball, as I don't really get into all the numbers of things. I don't get into, the matchups and I just play and have some fun. I'm kind of just turning back the clock. And like we talked about on the last Digital to Dice show, why we play. I go back to see these guys on my table. I go back just to see how they do. I'm not too worried about winning games and losing games. I'm not too worried about who gets what. I just like to roll the dice and see how it plays out and just enjoy the game for what it is. The hockey, I take a little bit more serious because I know a lot more about it and who should be where. The baseball, I don't know much about as far as relievers and closes. And that's why what I love about APA Basic and Strat Basic, I don't have to worry about the lefty-righty matchup. I can just kind of play it, and it's not a big deal. If I were to pay off pitch because I get the lefty-righty splits, I would probably have to pay attention to that, which I really don't know much about it. I don't know anything about the double shift. So again, if you come and you watch me play baseball, it's just fun. I just make it fun, and that's it. Football, I like to play a little bit more serious with too. So football and hockey a little bit more serious. Baseball, not as much. But I don't know, like say some of the things you guys like to see. I know. Oh yeah, shootout hockey is great. AP says shootout hockey is great. Yep, I need to get that back on the table. I need to get that because I bought another set of fast action cards from Drive Through Sports. So I have 2 fast action card sets for the 100 card stack for shootout hockey. So I need to get those back on the table here with the cards and dice. Same with Stone Cold Hockey. I like it on the computer, but boy, I really like it on the tabletop. I really do. That game just works so well for me. It really does. And clams and stuff. I had there's a place up here, a local store, and they expanded from just a grocery store, a big grocery store, to they have a little restaurant in there where you can go in and there's a small little cafe and you can get a sandwich. You can get a coffee and a donut and a muffin if you want. Or if you go around the side of it, they got all these people and they're making sandwiches. They're making sub sandwiches, chicken, they're heating up and everything. And so they, right off of that, you can take stuff to go. It's a grab and go. And they have this big vat and it's like chicken soup and it's this, and they have clam chowder. And it's really good clam chowder. It really is. And so I'll just scoop it and I'll get like the big, I don't know if it's a pint or a quart, and I'll fill it up at the top and grab the crackers that go with it, the oyster crackers, and I'll go home and I'll have that for lunch. So yeah, the clam chowder is really good. It really is. Although it's heavy. I come home the other night, working all day and all night, like 12-hour day, starving, and I heated up the whole thing and I ate the whole thing, and it just was. I'm in bed like, oh man, this is heavy. It was so heavy because I ate the whole thing because I was hungry. But so anyway, getting back to what clams and stuff says. Sorry about that little sidebar. Can't wait for the 77-78 WH for Hockey Bones. Yeah, Strat just come out with a 78 set too. I'm tempted to get back into Strat hockey. Tempted to. I don't want to start loading up on seasons though, because I do like the Appa and the Hockey Bones. I do like that the best. Now over here, I have one Appa, a 74-75 Appa WHA. That's the only hockey set they have for WHA for Appa. So that's what I do have. Yeah, Hockey Bones doesn't have any WHA yet, I don't think. You know what it is? I took pictures of all my seasons. So if I'm ever like out and about and I'm looking at something, I can go to my phone and say, okay, what seasons do I have? And so let me see. I have a lot of 70s, as you would figure. I get some 60s too. Actually I have 66, 68, and 69. So I need to play that 68 set a little bit because that's the year the Seals made the playoffs. I do actually have, I bought 2017 and 18 so I could play that Vegas finals. That was a fun finals. And I also got 2010-11 for the Bruins, so I can play that. And I don't know. I got 22-23 for Hockey Bones, and I had my friend print that season up. So I got the PDF, and my friend printed it up, and it was way, way cheaper than Drive Through. Not as good, but it was cheaper. So I have that season, so I can play that Bruins season. I was playing 92-93. I got like 8 or 9 games in. I was playing all the Bruins season from Hockey Bones with that one. Couple of 80 seasons, not many, 80 and 81. I probably should get another 80 season so I can get more Gretzky on the table, but yeah, I did WHA said is in the works. Yeah, I was talking to David, who makes the cards. Says, what's going on? He's like, well, I'm wrapping up the 60s, I think he said, and then he's gonna do some WHA stuff, is what it was. So, and Gandalf says PT Games is supposed to be releasing a computer football game really soon. Been watching the forums for the release. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while, and also they have a solitaire football game, and I was supposed to check that out, and me and Tim haven't been able to connect on that, but he was supposed to send it to me, and I was going to try to play it and get it on the channel here, and I just haven't got that yet. So, but yeah, that'd be interesting to see what comes out of it with that. I got a random text here today, a couple hours ago. Let's go horseback riding when we have time. I'm not going to respond. Was it one of you guys? Oh, it's just, you get that stuff and you're like, huh? And it's like it's nobody I know, so it's like, well, it's either a wrong number or whatever it is. But anyway, so yeah, so on my radar for Black Friday is the couple of things from Play. I started to make a list and I lost the list, but Highlight Maker Hoops with the season is on my list. I don't think they come out with any more Hockey Blast seasons that I would play. They got some newer stuff, but I'm not really big into the newer stuff. Might see about the Hockey Blast Express mats. I might look at that. I like my mats. I do. I did get the didn't I? Yeah. I need to get back to my football Fury football. I forget what it's called now. But I bought the expansion. So what I was going to do is I have the is it 8 teams that come with the game or 4? I forget what it was. But I was going to I think it was 4. So I was going to play a handful of games of those teams, get some standings, and then add 4 teams from the expansion I bought so I could have 8. And I was going to do a show and like roll dice and try to figure out which teams would get the franchises. And I was also going to roll some dice and figure out if any of the 4 teams were going to drop or if they were going to move. And I thought it'd be a fun little expansion show for Fury football because that's a fun, quick game. I really enjoy that. And I added some of my homebrew rules to that just to make it kind of fun. And I need to get back to that. So I do want to do that. But so that's on my list. Like I said, I'm looking over here at Hockey Blast Pro Seasons. I have most of the ones I want. I got a lot of seasons. In fact, there's some I've redone because I liked how the newer cards look. So I don't think I'll get anything with that. Second season, I have a ton of second seasons too. I did pick up that 50th anniversary World Football League. In fact, I haven't done much with it yet, but I do have it here. So this is I got this when I got my Fury football season, so the World Football League, and still haven't even opened it yet. But the good thing is it's on my table here, and so when I pull up my second season, do I have the match for Express? I think I do have the mat for second season Express. I need to play that more. Marco loves that. I need to put that back on the table because that way there you can play a game fairly quick and still use the team cards. And I do like that. It's kind of like Shootout Hockey Express. There's a Shootout Hockey mean an express game. John put an express game for that. And you can use the actual cards and you can play a game in a minute and use your actual cards. I really like that. Maybe I should do that for my Shootout Hockey project. That could be kind of fun. And let's see, clams and stuff. I got the same crazy text today. Want to help me do my Christmas shopping next weekend? Yeah, I think that's the new scammy thing they're doing there. Is that they're setting up weird things like it used to be like the how you been and what's going on. Now it's like I get those weird texts and it's like if it's a friend of mine they'll get back to me. But it's like if everybody I know is in my phone, so their name will come up. If it's not a number I don't know. If it's a number I don't recognize, then leave me a message, and then if I know you, I'll call you back. For Highlight Maker Hoops, the 75 greatest NBA players set is cool. I have fun just making random pickup teams. Yep, I can see how that would be kind of sweet too. Is doing something like that. I like to play teams against teams. I have tried the greatest against the greatest. I did that one time with Strat Hockey. I got like the Hockey Heroes set, and I ended up playing a couple games with that, and it was interesting. It's just like everyone's like an A player, so it's always A player against A player. And for me, half the fun is finding guys that aren't that good, or having an A player go against a C player, and then see if they dominate or not, or see if the C player can make the play. Oh, anything over here for a second season? I did want to get some stuff from Downey too. 84 I have, 80 I have, 76 I have. That's about all I would play. If they had a Brady season, if they come out with a Brady season, that would be great. Like 2001 to 2004, I would definitely do that. So I think it's just going to be right now. It's going to be the golf. Not the golf, the basketball from Play this year. But they do have plenty of sales coming up. So we'll see what they have on sale. They have their Black Friday sale coming up. I need to get a hold of Keith too. So let me make a note about that to see what they're gonna do, because he did announce it on his channel, but I want to announce it on our channel too. So I need to get a hold of Keith and say, Keith, what is the Black Friday deal this year, so we can announce it on our channel on our show. So I need to do that. For Strat, there was a couple of Strat baseball seasons I wanted to get, so I might do some of that. Downey games. Where are the Downey games? Let me see if I can go to Downey games. And there's always something there. Do you know what Ron was playing? Which one was it? For the golf game. He was playing the Downey golf game, player of the game golf. And that's a fun one. He was having some fun with that. I told him he should play it on the channel. So I might have to look at that. I have a couple seasons of that. It's $10 a season. Not bad. I'll get Ryder Cups on there and everything. And they have golf all the way up through last year, I think. And those are $10.95 for the recent seasons. That's not terrible. The Downey games are fun. And that's not a quick play game. It's a quicker play game, but it's not an instant results game. And the Downey hockey games here, have they added anything to their set here? Let me see here. Oh, they got the KHL, which is interesting for Downey. Oh, they do have 23-24, $2.95. So if you want to get that, 22-23. So they have a few things here. They got the Olympic set. If you want to get the Olympic set, which is everything from 24 through, let's see, get the description here, 20 through 14. So you almost get like 90 years of Olympic hockey. You can roll final score from that. Might be kind of fun too. Well, maybe that's a thing. That's $12.95. So what are they? Is it 10 or 20% off for Downey? So if it's 20% off of 13, it's what, $2.60 off. So that'll bring it down to right around $10. Oh, maybe. I don't know anything about the KHL, so I probably wouldn't do anything with that. And I got the 70s and all the teams I would want back then. And now ultra quick hockey. What do they got over here for ultra quick hockey? Anything new for them? I always do pick up something from Downey. I don't know if you guys do the Downey games at all, but I always do. And let's see here. I don't know if I put this one up, but oh yeah, that's the basketball one we were talking about. Yeah. Ultra quick hockey. They go decades. Is what they do. For some of them. And then the seasons are $6. Decades are 40, I think, instead of 60. Yeah, the ultra quick, because you get all the stats with ultra quick. That's the thing. So they're $8. So 78.79. It's $8. World Hockey 78.79 is $8. I don't know if I have that one. I should check to see if I have the World Hockey, because that's the last season. 78.79. So that one could be kind of fun. Boy, they got a lot of seasons here for hockey. American Hockey League. Ooh. 2007. I wish they had something earlier. They had something in the 90s for the American Hockey League. That's what I would do. They get ECHL going back then, but no American League. It's weird that they do with the East Coast Hockey League and not the American League. Oh, that's too bad. I would absolutely pick up and play some of my Worcester Ice Cats. It's weird they have the East Coast Hockey League done up, but not the American Hockey League. I have to go to 2007, and by that time, my Worcester Ice Cats are long gone. But I can play. I got the Franchise Hockey Manager 11, and you can play American Hockey League now. So I am playing my 94 Ice Cats, as you saw that on my channel. And they have 2024 National Hockey League. So that's a 23-24 season. So if you want to play last season for ultra quick hockey, you can do that. The basketball game's pretty fun that they have. The player of the game basketball, that's kind of fun. They have a few basketballs: Final Score college basketball, Ultra Quick pro basketball. I don't know if I have the Ultra Quick basketball or not, but seasons are $3-4, and you can roll for it. 1981 season, $2.95. Oh, the decades are $11.95, and the game parts are $5. Maybe that's a look into. I do like every once in a while. I do like to play some Ultra Quick basketball. They have the real life basketball. I never played that one. Oh, it's a fast action deck. Oh, that's what it is. Rate your own teams if you want to. And seasons, $11. I've never seen that one played. That might be one I check out. You know what I like to do sometimes too with the Downey games is I do like to buy a Downey game that there's no videos on and make a video for it so people can at least see it, and then I can try it too. So that might be one I want to try. I don't know if I have the Final Score or the Ultra Quick Pro Basketball. I'd have to go and look at my Downey folder here. I dumped all my stuff in the Downey folder, but it's come over from like 2 or 3 different computers now. All right, so Downey games. Do I have? I do have Ultra Quick Basketball. I have the 80s and the 90s. Okay. And yeah, so it gives you your offense, your defense, and your home court advantage. Okay. So I do have it. So I don't have to buy that now, unless I want to get the 70s. And no, I wouldn't need that because 79.80. That was the that's all I would need. So I do have Ultra Quick Basketball stuff. I won't have to buy that. I think I have all the game-winning drive seasons I want. I should maybe check out Mean Gene again. That was a fun game. I already got a bunch of Mean Gene seasons. I have Ultra Quick Baseball too. That's the one I did the spiders in, I think, right? I think I did the spiders in Ultra Quick. And as far as baseball games, I get the Back to the Basics, which is really fun. By the way, Back to Basics is really fun. Ultra Quick Baseball I have. Hardball Wars. I don't have Hardball Wars. I think I looked at that and I was like, I don't know if I want that. Oh, there's a fast action system. Interesting. I wish Pine Tar had some more seasons. Have you guys ever played Pine Tar? I like the Pine Tar baseball. Pine Tar baseball game. So $35 for the game. I don't know if you can buy the PDF or not. I liked it. It's just the seasons. It was just so expensive to print out the seasons. And they didn't have that many. And they're all sold out too. They only had one season I wanted. It was PDF sets. Let's see. This game is really designed for like the best of, because it's always like legends, and they had 82. That was the only season that I wanted. But their cards, they were so. Let me see if I can show you this. This was my issue with Pine Tar. As Mr. Bassman coming by. Dead Ball is my favorite baseball tabletop so far, personally. Nice. The Bassman plucking the bass. I wanted to dig out my bass the other day and play it. I was gonna like have a video of me playing bass, but it's been so long since I played. I'd be pretty terrible. Well, let me show you the. So this here. I'll show you. So this is the Pine Tar cards, and you see the problem with that. You see how much ink you'd be using on those cards. Now I do like that it's kind of in the team colors, but holy cow, it's like to print out a whole season of that, man, oh man, that would be a lot of ink. And so I have the 82 season. I printed out 2 teams, and that's it. I was like, nope, that's it. 2 teams is plenty good enough for me. So I liked the game. I really did. I really did like Pine Tar, but they only had one season, and just looking at those cards, it's like, oh man, you can't do that. You can't make me use up that much ink. I don't need the card to have a background of color. Give me some team colors. A couple of things in color. The name, the border, but you can't have a background of all tan or all yellow or all blue. It's just, and then as you start running out of ink, it looks like crap. So so that wasn't for me. And Ed says, Dead Ball is fantastic. Last month, I staged a game between the 62 Mets and this year's White Sox to see who was the worst. Now, what is Dead Ball? Where can I find this Dead Ball game? Now I have to find it. Dead Ball baseball game. I need to find this now. I need to find this. Okay, Drive Through RPG has it. How it works: pick a batter, pick a pitcher. The batter rolls a 100-sided die. The pitcher rolls their die. If the total is lower than the batter, it's a hit. Okay. Is that what it is? Is this it? Let me share. Let me share. Hang on. I'm sharing. I'm sharing. Is this it right here? I'm still learning this. Is this it? Is that what I'm looking at? Is Dead Ball with dice? Or is that not the one I'm looking at? Because this one looks kind of interesting too. All right, I think I've had enough of that cold coffee. It's time to break out the Gatorade. That's the one? Okay. So that was on Drive Through RPG, the largest RPG download store. So it's PDF. You can get soft cover. Now I'm wondering about teams and seasons. Or do you do it off of Dead Ball Complete PDFs. Let's see, for $52.50. Let's see what I get. It's a second edition. I got 1909. Tier 2. Year 4. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure how you would get seasons for that. Dead Ball Baseball with dice for $10. Oh, this is the second edition. Teach your kids the love of the game with Dead Ball Junior. Interesting. Okay, so that is Dead Ball Baseball. That's one I haven't played yet. So is it just like the generic players, or do any of their qualities come into play or anything like that? Or is it just kind of a nice, easy roll game? That's what I was kind of wondering. What was the other baseball game I wanted to check out? Oh, everyone was telling me about Pursue the Pennant. That's the other one I was looking at. Now, what I can't figure out, oh boy. There was the, I want to go to the print one. Oh, I don't know where that is. They have you can play this online on the computer, but I wanted to play with the cards and dice. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so here's the other one I was looking at. And as Ed says, I'd be fine with just a second edition. There are no MLB seasons, but the formulas to figure out how real players would work are in the book. Okay. All right. Simple enough. Now, here's one I saw too. Let's go here and share this. So this one here, and let me see if I can put myself. Yeah. What do we want to do here? Yeah, I guess that'll work. Nice and wide. I want that to be nice and wide. Right? Yep. So this is this. And I guess you get all this right here with the game. With a price here. I gotta see the price. So I guess you get the box with the dice, you get the cards. All this stuff here is kind of wild. So now, if I click on this, now they have the regular cards and the supersize cards. Now check this out. So if you want, so let's say I come over to here and I said, I want 1976 or 82. All right, let's just say I wanted 1976. The regular cards are $69.95. The supersize are $209.85. $210. $210 if you want the super cards. Now I don't know if how big they are, but woo, that is nutty for that many cards. So they just come out with 76. So there's $70 now. The cards. Well, these are the ballpark cards. So I don't know if you need to buy them separate or not. So if I get 76, oh, I do need the ballpark chart. So it's going to be another $15 on top of that. It looks like. I do like how the cards look, though. This is what the card looks like. Not too bad. So that's just another one that I was looking at there. And AP says, I've tried Dynasty League Baseball. It does not have actual lineups on the online version of transactions. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. That's a bummer. And you need the components for the game as well. Okay. And Michael says, I play the online version, but it's a monthly subscription. The game is pretty good, though. Definitely a dice and chart conversion and feel. I think they're having a, so that's one of the people that contacted us for the Black Friday sale. So I think they're having a some kind of a sale. And I think you get a free month of that. So we'll announce that on the channel. But that's another one I was thinking about checking out, is playing that online, giving that a shot. So I'd like to find an online game. I have the app Go. Again, I need to play with that more. I do. I want to check out the Baseball Max to see what they've done. Because I'd like something I could play on the iPad. Like if I'm at the rink and I'm spacing out, or if I'm upstairs watching TV, or, you know, wherever I am, it'd be nice to just be able to play something and continue a season somewhere. But so far, I guess I'm not a mobile gamer, because I've tried a few of them and I just get bored real fast. And, you know, and I don't get bored when I play cards and dice. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have found that. Maybe, but I do. I get, when I'm playing a PC game, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm done. I play 20 minutes. I got my fix. But when I'm playing a cards and dice game, I'm involved. It's like I'm part of it. I feel like I'm part of the team. Yeah, I don't get that same feeling on the PC game sometimes. Clams and Stuff says the game is deep. Reminds me of Hockey Bones. Oh, interesting. Oh, maybe I will have to check it out then and give that game a spin. So that's one game that's on my list. The play basketball game's on my list. I don't know, like Hockey Bones doesn't usually have sales in their printed stuff, but I might grab a season of Hockey Bones. I haven't grabbed them in a while. Sometimes you got to do the retail therapy. I put in so many extra hours in the last couple weeks. It's like I need to take some of that money and have some fun with Dave stuff. How much money is the monthly subscription for Baseball Max? Well, let's find out, shall we? So, I'll go to Stratomatic. I'm going to click on Baseball Max. And an annual subscription, it's $10 a month for a year. You know, that for $10 a month, that's not terrible. That's really not terrible. If you're on the internet, you can play Baseball Max. I did watch somebody the other day. So $10 a month, $120 a year to play Strat. And you do have the cards now that you can see, so you are playing Strat. I don't know if you can roll your own dice or not. I want to check it out again. I'm going to take the 3-day trial at some point, and I'm going to play Strat Baseball Max again, and then try to decide between APA and Strat Baseball Max, which I want to play. The APA Go. I do like that the APA Go is APA because I do like APA. I do like how you can roll your own dice in APA Go. I do like how it simulates other games so you can play along and check stats in the whole bit. So that's some of the stuff I do like. The Strat Max, I watched somebody play it a month ago. They were streaming it on the computer, and they were simming the other games way faster. Remember when I told you when I was trying out I was on my phone, I was playing it, and I was at the doctor's office, and I remember I went to the grocery store and I was sitting in line, and I finished the game, and it says, okay, now, you need to sim these 9 games before you can play the next game. So I was playing the Red Sox. I think it was 78 Red Sox. So I get done in the one game, standing in line at the grocery store. So, okay, well, sim these 9 games so I can get on to the next Red Sox game. And I sat there and I timed it. And it was roughly 2 minutes. 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 20 seconds to simulate a game. And I had 9 games to simulate. So I'm sitting in line at the grocery store on a busy day, and I get into the checkout line, and it had only done 3 or 4 games. So I never, ever got back to playing it because it was simulating. And now the other day I saw a guy doing it, and I think the simulation time was down closer to like 15 or 20 seconds. So I was like, that's much more manageable. Because if you got to simulate 10 or 12 games to get to the next day, if you're talking 10 or 15 seconds, now you're talking 2 or 3 minutes compared to 20. So they did a better job with that. I really think they've done a good job with it. And now that I'm back into Strat, I might check it out. But the only thing is, I like the Strat Basic. I'm a basic guy with Strat. When I play the super advanced stuff, I'm lost. I really am. I'm really kind of lost. But for $10 a month, and we'll see what kind of sale they have. I know they had something where if you signed up for a year of it, you got a $30 gift card. So maybe I would sign up, get the $30 gift card, and then put it on top of this sale. I don't know. I don't know if that sale's even going on, but they did have that one of those Black Friday things out already. It's not on the website here. Oh, a Baseball Max bonus. Let's see what this is. The Baseball Max bonus. Okay. New annual subscriptions get a $30 Strat gift card to spend in January. Offer only available to new annual Max subscribers. Gift card added to the user account on January 1st, 2025, and expires January 31st, 2025. Okay, so in this situation here, yeah, it's not like you could buy that, get the $30 gift card, and apply it to a Black Friday sale. So they were smart about that. They said, well, no double dipping. You're going to have to spend that in January after the holidays. That's okay. I see where they're going with that. But now the Black Fridays when I load up on stuff, I go crazy. I still have, no joke, this right here. I'm gonna share this with you guys. This right here, if I can get it. Okay. This right here is unopened. Okay. And this is from last Black Friday. So I need to do an unboxing a year later. I'm not going to say what game it is, but needless to say, I haven't played it because it's still in the box from last year. I'm hoping that like they didn't put a live kitten in there or something because it's been a year. But yeah, I got that in last Black Friday, and it's just been kind of sitting here. So I need to do an unboxing for that and play it. I will say that someone in the community was playing the game. I won't say who, but somebody was playing this game. So I did see one other person playing that game that I got, and so we'll take that out and play it. And it looks like it's kind of fun. So I should probably get that on the channel soon. I should probably get the unboxing video first off, and then I should play it here in the channel. It is a game. I will tell you that it is a game. But yeah, I purposely at some point I said, I'm going to wait till this Black Friday to open it because it doesn't make much sense now to open it before the year is up. So yeah, hopefully there's like no batteries in there that I needed to charge or anything. But yeah, I do have that from last Black Friday. So we'll have to see if anybody can guess what it is. And if you guessed it right, I won't even tell you anyway. But it's a different game. So itchy nose here. All right, well, I think I'm going to jump off here, guys. We'll wind it down, I should say. I didn't think I'd be on this long tonight, but I need to crash here. I just uploaded the latest podcast for Digital to Dice. Let me just see if it's up yet. So episode 244. Why we play? Yeah, we read a lot of the feedback from you guys on why we play. Yep, it's up on speaker right now. And we did the video, I believe the video version of it we did live to some of our members, and then we put it up here just the other day. And where is that now? So that should be live. It's called Backstage for episode 244. So that's kind of the video version of it. So you can actually watch us now. We're still trying to figure out, because what happened is the YouTube and Spreaker are not working together anymore. They had a falling out. So we used to upload the podcast to Spreaker, so there's an audio version so you can listen on, any of your podcast platforms. And then it would zip it over to YouTube. So if you wanted to, you could either watch or listen on YouTube. Now, again, it was nothing to watch. It was just a podcast, but it was there. Some people like to do that. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, they said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We broke up. So now I can load the audio to Spreaker so you guys can get it in the same way. But if you were listening on YouTube, I can't get it there like I used to. So we've been doing some live recording, which we can't put music to and stuff because it is on YouTube. So we got to figure our way around that. So that is that. What's a cry for help, Apachatter? What is a cry for help? I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to pull the trigger on 1985 football. Really, I need to try to. That's one I want to get, and I want to start playing some of that. But I haven't. Apple football's still sitting over here on the table. I just haven't been able to do anything with it because it's a long game, and I know that I don't have the time for long games right now. I barely have enough time to play a game of Strata Appa Basic. That's why I've been playing a lot of baseball, because I can just kind of play here and bang it out. And I do want to play stuff, and I do want to come down here at the end of the night after I worked and enjoy it. So, but I am going to pull the trigger on that 85 Appa, and then maybe a baseball. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a baseball season or a hockey season. Oh, cry for help! A 1-year unopened game. Yeah. We'll find out what it is. Maybe this week I'll do that. Maybe this week I'll do that. I'm not sure if we're doing a show this week, because we're going to do a show on Sunday. So I got to see what Chuckett wants to do. Let's see how our week goes here. On Deck Baseball. I like On Deck Baseball. There's a couple reasons why I haven't played that in a while. We had the guy on the show, Ian. Ian's supposed to come to Connecticut, by the way, of On Deck Baseball. He's supposed to come up, and we're going to give him his own table up there. He's going to show off his game. He'll sell his game there. A couple of reasons why I didn't play that. One is it was fictional, and fictional is fun for me to a point, and then it's like, okay, I want to play somebody I know. So it was fictional teams, fictional players. It was this whole own universe of baseball. And it was nothing wrong. It was kind of fun. Just I want to play players I know. And I don't do well with the fictional stuff. I bought the payoff pitch fictional season, and I had some fun with that. As you know, we played against some real teams, and we had that little community project going for a while, and that was kind of fun. And then I just got tired of the fictional stuff, and I want to play. I want to play like the guys over here. I want to play Mickey Rivers. I want to play Reggie Jackson. So for me, that was one of the reasons. The other thing is those cards were so big. I mean, the cards were about this big, and it made it tough for me to really kind of do anything with them. And I just didn't like how big they were. And, if you looked at them, there's so much there that you could have filed it down to a strat sized card if you cut out a lot of the junk, like the whole graphic of the player and stuff. That's all neat in the whole bit. But if you get rid of that and tone some other things down, you could have a nice two-sided card that was smaller. And then, maybe the game would be a little bit cheaper because everything's smaller and more compact. Whereas, right now everything is monstrous. And for me, it's just kind of tough to work with something that big. So those are the two reasons: was it was fictional and the cards were just mammoth. And it just made it hard. That's what it was. And there are some pro teams now. Yep. The game itself, the on-deck baseball game itself is great. And I really did like the pitcher fatigue system they had. That's one thing that I always remember about that game. The fatigue for the pitcher was great. I think that's something that once they hit their target inning or whatever it was, you roll the dice, and there was a small chance that they were going to not change, and there was a chance they were going to get better and a chance they were going to get worse. So there was a little mini game from what I remember for pitcher fatigue that I really thought was neat. I was like, oh, I like this. This, there's no guarantee that if you're pitching bad, you're going to go down a grade. Because if you roll the dice and you rolled high enough, you stayed where you were. I did like that. I really, really did like that. Let's see. And Brian says, with History Maker Hoops or Highlight Maker Hoops, are you planning on getting the 85-80 season? Yes, I would get the 85-86 season. If I get that game, that's the one I'm going to get. Absolutely. Oh, Rob, I didn't see your post here. I've been looking forward to the Play Thanksgiving sale, but now Canada Post has gone on strike. Oh, and the exchange rate doesn't help either. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, that stinks. Fenner says their Great World Series teams look really fun. Someone's old 1910. Oh, I might look into something like that. Like I say, to buy a season of cards would be like this. It'd be like the Encyclopedia Britannica because those cards are so big, And then Fenner also says when Stone Mountain Press puts out the baseball game in 2026, I'll be all in for them. Yeah, let's see what they do with that. Let's see what they do. The soccer. I have the soccer game, the first one, and I don't know much about soccer, but it was okay. It was fine. The hockey game is great. Oh, by the way, they just sent out. They put everything in PDF, so I got a couple of seasons from them that redid the PDF versions of the game. So I got to go and download those and play some more Stone Cold Hockey with those. I love that game. I do. So the first time we played it, we had a bad first period, but after that game took off, and me and Ron just loved that game. And then we helped in the computer game, and I thought the computer game came out really darn good too. It's this close to being the board game. There's a couple things that you just can't do, which would have been nice, but I think pretty much every PC game does that. There's always something that is just done automatically. I need to close my window here. It does something automatically that you don't roll for, and it's like, oh man, if it did that, that would be the complete package. There's always, one. It rolls something behind the scenes, and it's like, oh man, that's Strat does it with the baseball. It automatically rolls a couple things. So you can roll your own dice in Strat and put it in, but at some point it does take over and rolls a couple things behind the scenes. ASG Golf is another one. It rolls this extra dice in the computer game, this extra die. I don't know what it does. Somebody asked me that. Asked me a question like, "What does a green die do?" I have no idea, because if you try to play it cards and dice, there's no green. There's no green die. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what it does. And I'm trying to think who asked me that the other day, and it's like it was on an older video I did too. And it's like, what's the green die for? I don't know. Now I can't find that because I wanted to go back and answer him, so he doesn't think I'm ignoring him. But I just don't remember what it was for. But it was ASG Golf from a video he did a couple years ago. Yeah, I can't find it now. No, I'll have to go back at some point. But yeah, I was like, what's the green die for an ASG Golf? I was like, I don't know. So seriously, I don't know. And that's the bummer about it. But yeah, for the most part, that game was fun. Now let's see here. Fenner asks, how do I handle pitcher fatigue in APA? I find that's the only questionable part for me in the game. Yeah, that's why I think Strat Basic Baseball is a little bit easier than APA because there's no real rating for them. It's in Strat Basic Baseball, it's just the pitcher and the batter. And what I do, and then with APA, you can actually go up a grade in APA or go down a grade when you get that. Every game does it a little different. What I do is if I'm using Digital Diamond to keep my stats, and a lot of times you saw me play Digital Diamond here with baseball, that would give you an idea when they're getting tired. They would go from like yellow to red. And when we had Mark on, he said that, he's really confident in his pitcher fatigue system. And he says a lot of people just use that. And that's kind of what I do. So when I'm playing the game, when I look at the pitcher and he's getting to be yellow or red, then it's like, okay, I'm taking him out or I'm going to drop him down a grade. So that's one way of doing it. If I'm playing on the table here, especially with Strat, I just go on feel. If I look up and we're in the 6th or 7th inning and he's giving up a ton of hits and a ton of runs, then I'm yanking him. If he's in the 8th inning, no matter who he is, and he's giving up one hit and no runs, I'm keeping him in. And I kind of go gut feeling. And the same with APA. So I don't think I ever really improve anybody's grade in APA, so I don't play by the book. If the pitcher's a B, he's a B. And if he starts getting rocked and I keep him in, then it's like, okay, if I want to keep him in, I'm going to drop him down to a C. And then at some point there, then I take him out. But I usually don't bother waiting till they get fatigued. I usually take them out, except in the case one time when I was playing season ticket baseball, and I think it was Nolan Ryan, and I was trying to get him a complete game, but he kept giving up hits. And in season ticket, every time you give up another hit, it adds another fatigue level, which means you're adding 10 to the 600 rule if you've played season ticket baseball. And he was up to like 5 or 6 fatigues. So that means anytime you rolled into the 600s, it was going to be a hit because it was going to push the batter into the hit category. But if you didn't roll a 6, if you rolled a 1 through 5, then you were okay. So that's kind of how the fatigue works in season ticket baseball. And I remember, like, man, I at some point I did have to take him out. I said, I can't get him the complete game because anything with a 6 is going to be a huge hit. And I finally took him out. But I leave him in as long as I can. And then at some point, I just kind of, like I say, baseball for me is just kind of fun. It's not serious. I'm not an X's and O's guy. So for me, when the pitch is tired, it's just when I think he's tired and I take him out. The hardest thing is that we've talked about before here on the channel and on the podcast is when you got a pitcher who's a B and he's reached his point where you need to take him out and the reliever coming in is a C or a D. That's when it kind of stinks because now you're bringing in a pitcher that's worse than the guy you got, and everything tells you numbers wise you shouldn't do this because you're bringing in a worse pitcher. But like Tebow says, to keep it real and to keep the numbers working, you have to bring that guy in even though he's worse, And so this is what you have to do. So how I handle it, I go on my gut. Most of the games I go by gut. If I have Digital Diamond and it's telling me he's throwing a ton of pitches, and it's like, okay, it's time to come out. And I willy-nilly it. I really do. Mark, good to see you, Mark. I haven't talked in a while. When playing Strat hockey, so you make specific lines for the power play and penalty killing units? I think you're supposed to, okay? I think that's what they want you to do when you're playing Strat hockey is that you have two lines. So, I mean, well, two special lines. So you got your lines for the game, and then you're supposed to designate a power play line, two of them, and then designate a penalty kill line, two of them. So what's supposed to happen is the first power play, you use your first power play line. The second power play, you use your second power play line, and you rotate back and forth like that. I don't, and I don't even do that with APA. I just roll first line, second line. I alternate between the two. So whatever your first line is, that's your power play line. Again, it's I don't want to overthink things. I don't want to get too crazy with things. So for me, that's just what I do when I'm playing hockey lines. And if you really dig in, especially with Strat, where the penalty killing's a lot more important because you have the people that can go on the breakaways and skate with the puck in the whole bit, which is why I don't play a lot of Strat hockey, because the whole power play thing I don't like. I don't like how Strat handles the power play. APA and Hockey Bones, nothing changes except the man strength, and you get a couple little bonuses. But Strat power play, especially super advanced, it's a mini game. Even the basic and the advanced power play, it's a little mini game. So you say, okay, roll the dice. Is the left wing this? If yes, then this happens. If no, this happens. And you start rolling for shots on net. It's a lot easier than the super advanced power play, but the Strat hockey power play trips me up, and it always has. And that's one of the reasons why I really kind of gravitated towards APA and Hockey Bones. So, but I think you're supposed to, because if you look at your penalty killers, they have very high ratings. So you're supposed to do that, and that's what most people do. But again, I don't take it all that seriously. And my hockey replays are usually just playoffs or one-offs. That's just what I do. Fenner says in his 1905 tournament, I go along with the pitchers because they pitched long in those days. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is when I talked to Juckett about that, he's like, leave the guy in. Don't be taking him out so early, because back then they would go 8 or 9 innings, and it's not like today where they go 4 or 5, and then you bring in a guy for 2 batters, and you bring in a guy for 1 batter, and it's 100 pitches, So, yeah. Now, I have the 1905 season. Let me go back to my baseball reference here. Oh, man, it logged me out again. What is the deal? Why does it keep logging me out? It's so much better without the ads. That's why I pay for it. So 1905. Now, what are you playing for teams in 1905? And what is it APA? So I'm looking over here. Yeah, I played the Phillies and the Pirates the other day. Is what I played. They have the Cleveland Napoleons. I should play the Cleveland Napoleons and the New York Highlanders. That would be kind of fun. Boston Nationals. Oh, there's a team in one of the seasons that's just called Boston. And I don't know if it's 1908. No, I forget what season it was. There was one season I was looking at, and it was just Boston. And that's all it was. I can't find the season now. Maybe it was like 1921 or something like that. I think it was the Braves. It was a Braves team. I think. That one season they were just called Boston. Oh, here it is. It's 1911. And I have that in Strat. I have 1911 Strat. And they have the Boston Red Sox, and there's also a team that's just called Boston, and they were 44 and 107. They were bad. But they were just called Boston. And by the way, that 1911 season is out of stock for Strat too. So I'm pretty sure I have that for Strat. Yeah, I have 1911. I should pull that out. I bought that as a joke. Just to play some crazy teams, and now they're out of stock, and I'm glad I bought it. Yes, Honus Wagner for the Pirates is awesome. Yep, I got to play him. Remember, I played him in Action PC, and I didn't know who he was when I first started doing this stuff. Yes, it was. And fan likes Christy Mathewson from those days. Was that the Taylor Swift at the time? It's 1905 and Deep Drive for 1901. Oh, an app in 1905 and Deep Drive. I haven't played the Deep Drive yet. That's another game that I need to check out. And so, Mark, yeah, I hope that answered your question about the hockey. You're supposed to, and that's probably the proper way to do it because you are looking for power play numbers and penalty kill numbers, and that's how you get shorthanded goals, and that's how you kill penalties, and that's how you score power play goals. You're supposed to do it that way, but if you put out your top lines and alternate them, those are technically your best five guys too. Um, I think what I did last time I played Strat hockey with the cards and dice. I know I played the Bruins in. I think they had Eddie Westfall and Derek Sanderson on the third line, and those are your best penalty killers. So those were my two penalty killers, were Sanderson and Westfall. They were out killing the penalty for me, and so I did use something besides line 2 and line 1 on that. So I said, okay, I'm designated these guys only because I knew them. That's the other thing is there's a lot of teams I just don't know who killed the penalty. So I just put out the best guys and just roll with it. And Fenner says, that's like Cleveland for 1901. Reporters would call them different things. I used the Blues team name for them in 1901. So that is that. But yeah, but I have 1911. And the 16 teams, I should look that up, just the Boston team. I should take a look to see what that is. I have it. I don't even know where my strat's over here somewhere. I'm not going to pull it out right now. But so they have the Cleveland Naps, Philadelphia Athletics, New York Highlanders, Brooklyn Dodgers, Washington Nationals, St. Louis Browns, and Boston. Yep, and that was that. I do have the 1915 for somebody. Did Payoff Pitch have that? Payoff Pitch. Because I have 1915 on Strat PC, and it does have the Federal League with the Chicago Whales, and I was playing them. Remember I was playing the Whales? And they were getting croaked. All right, let's see if they have 1915 for Payoff Pitch. I don't think they do. No, they have 1921. But I do have 1915 for Strat. And that was kind of neat. Oh, it was the Braves. Okay, so Clams and Stuff says one season only, then the 1912 Braves. Okay. And for 1911, the Boston team was called the Rustlers. Interesting. So let me go back to 1912. Is that what you said? 1911. Yeah, well, where did I see? I did see the Rustlers somewhere. Okay, but then they're not showing it here on Baseball Reference. It's just Boston, but I do remember seeing the Rustlers somewhere. I wonder if it was in the Strat PC game. I'm not sure. And Fenner likes the dead ball history. It's really interesting. What I like about dead ball is the names. I do. I don't know anybody. I mean, aside from Honus Wagner, who I know now. Thank you, guys. But what I like about the back then was just the names of the people. And so in 1905, I think when I played that game, let me go back to 1905. And let me, I'll share my screen again so you can see what I'm doing here so you're not in the dark. I'm going to go here. All right, so let me share this. So this is where I am right now, Baseball Reference. I'll make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. All right. So if I go to let's go to standard batting. I got the players here. I like Kid Gleason. I love names like that. Topsy Hartzell. Sherry Maggie. I mean, that's just, I just like the names. I really do. I think that's kind of cool. Cy Seymour. Germany Schaefer. Kitty Bransfield. Honus Wagner. Jiggs Donahue. Spike Shin. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, these are just some cozy Dolan down here. Elmer Flick, Sox Seabold. I mean, this just makes it so much fun. Now for pitchers, I go to my standard pitching. Harry Howell, Rube Waddle. The guy I had the other day was Frosty Bill. Maybe this is it. Is this Frosty Bill Dudley? It doesn't have his nickname on here. Duggleby. But just the names on here are just so good. Deacon Phillip. That's another name we should all know. Happy Townsend. I love that stuff. One of my favorites too is Dummy Hoy, and Mr. Hetrick will know that name. But I call my dog Dummy. I call my dog Dummy, just as a pet name. Like, come on, Dummy, let's go to bed. And sometimes I'll call him Dummy Hoy. I'm like, come on, Dummy Hoy. And that's a reference all the way back to 1899 baseball. But I love the names when I get the cards out. And I have over here, and sometimes maybe I'll go through them in another video. I have 1905 and 1908, and one of the listeners of the show actually sent it to me because I got a ton of APA cards here. I'm selling some, but do you want 05 and 08? I was like, no, he said, do you want 05? I was like, oh, I'd love to have 05. And then Ron was talking about 08. He goes, Ron's talking about 08, I'll send you 08. So he sent me a package with 05 and 08. So I have them over here, and I finally got to play it the other day. And when you go through those cards, it's just awesome. It's just the names and I don't know who they are, how good they were, and that's what makes it fun. And in his 1901 tournament, he really loved Nap LaJoy. Kid Gleason was great in the tournament. Yep. Good times. Yep. And Deacon was a great pitcher too. Yeah. We have a lot of fun with those guys. We really do. I like the names. I think they're cool. They're really sweet. So, but anyway, oh boy, it's after midnight. Didn't realize that. But anyway, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully I entertained with you and kept you company here. I know you guys kept me company tonight. Well, I got to have some coffee with Dave here late night. My coffee is after 2 hours is my whole cup is freezing too because I had the window open. So that is that. But yeah, we had some fun chatting here tonight. So again, any help I can get with the Black Friday sale, if you hear of anything, send us a note so we can get it up here on the show next Sunday. We'll re-record that Black Friday show next Sunday, which would be the 25th, I believe, of November. And so I get a lot of emails to send out, but any help we can get, the more we get, the better the show will be. And that's one of our favorite shows of the year. And then the week after, we want to know what you got. We want to know what you got on Black Friday. And this year, we're even thinking about taking it a step up this year. We're thinking about having you guys send in photos of your haul. And we can put the photos on the video portion of the show. So we're thinking about a few things like that. We really are. So that is that. So thanks for coming by. Clams and stuff. The 1906, 1914 Cleveland Naps. Yeah, I need to play that. I really do. I need to do that. So, but that is that. So yeah, we had a fun time talking games tonight. I'll get back later on this week to playing some games. Need to get back to my Strat Baseball. I want to pull up Payoff Pitch again. I'll have to play it offline first so I can get better at it, But I am using this new system here. I talked about StreamYard's Streamlabs Talk Studio, and considering it's about a quarter the price of StreamYard, which it's too bad because I like StreamYard, but I think this works out well for our chats, and I think that's what we'll go with. So, and yes, Randy, thank you so much. We'll be having turkey on Friday for the league, as I talked about, so I got to get that going. So it's going to be a busy week with that. I have a showcase Friday afternoon, so I got to go from one ring to another on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday too. So it's going to be another busy weekend, but I'm using some of that money and I need to get some Black Friday stuff myself. So that's why I'm working a lot so I can have some money for Black Friday so I can buy some stuff and we can show it off. So anyway, thanks for everyone that came by tonight. Hopefully you guys have a good week. And again, so I think that's what we're going to do. Black Friday. We're going to ask what you got. And we want to see some pictures too of the haul. And just on the table. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just, throw the cards on the table, whatever you got, games on the table, pictures of your PC game. And that way we can share it. Because that's half the fun. When you call your buddy, remember on Christmas, oh, what'd you get for Christmas? Oh, I got this hockey game. Oh, no way. That's great. I got a new football helmet. Oh, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're kids again on Black Friday, right? That's what we do. So I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for keeping me company, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.